Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All, the show for Panthers fans by Panthers fans. If you would like to be a part of the action today and join the discussion that we are going to have here, then, man, click that link that I have pinned at the top of the YouTube chat. Join via StreamYard, be a part of the discussion. For the first time in what seems like forever, we are doing a Friday Free for All coming off of a big time W. The Panthers shut out the Atlanta Dirty Turds. Oh, shit. 30-0. Boys, we needed that so bad. And now we're going up to the ultra confident for no reason New England Patriots. And now we're going to have to keep that momentum alive. We appreciate each and every single one of you spending your Friday evenings right here with the C3 Panthers podcast. We got some great fans in the chat. We got Michael Reeb, Sean Butler, Bryce Young, Glazer. What's up, boys? We appreciate y'all for being here. You know we wouldn't do this show without my man, the myth, the legend. He even has people pretending to be him on Twitter. That's how you know you've made it. It's Panther Pickle. Pickle, what's up, brother?
That's right, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the real Panther Pickle. The guy that follows the Carolina Panthers. I've been a fan from the Carolina Panthers since I first heard it on the radio that they were going to exist. That's right.
Round of applause.
Ignore all the other scum of the earth. And listen, you know it's Panther Pickle when you see Carolina Panthers related in the profile.
Yes, sir.
If you don't see that, boot that son of a bitch off your timeline.
Yes, sir, man. Look, right now, hey, it's only me and Pickle. If y'all would like to join in,
of us, Cody.
If y'all would like to join in,
they can't handle it.
Jump in while there's still room to do so and be a part of this discussion. Pickle, before we jump forward with all the recent news, let's just recap this game against the Falcons. A very dominant performance, 30-0, multiple turnovers. The defense really did come alive. We saw a bunch of good stuff from Prince the Umanmielen, Nick Scourton, who is the fifth most double-team defender in the league. There's so much to look at that previous matchup and be optimistic and excited about moving forward going into this game on the road with the Patriots. What were some of your immediate takeaways? And then I'll introduce someone.
My you know what? The Panthers, and listen, I after watching the game a little bit, okay, actually twice, one in all 22, one in regular. And I understood that the Atlanta Falcons lost this game, but we still walked out with a record of 30-0. So therefore, we still good. I enjoy seeing these young guys play, and I think they're up to the challenge. Now, at the end of this coming game on Sunday, if they ain't up to the challenge, I'm sure there will be more than one person out there who's going to say, Panther, Pickle, you was wrong. But I think they can handle it.
Yeah, man, real quick, let's play this clip of Derek Brown talking about that performance in this defense this past Sunday.
Went viral where you took one of the Falcons' offensive linemen, you kind of threw him to the side like a rag dog. Did you see you saw that play on film?
I had somebody say it to me, but I mean, I'll say this. No, it was a good player, but, Chris is an elite talent. So, I've got a lot of respect for that man. So, Coach does a great job keeping us humble, put it that way. So, we don't spend too much time watching that. So, we get to the nitty gritty and then we get done and start rolling the chapter.
How does he keep you humble? By showing just the bad stuff?
Huh? No, not the bad stuff, but we don't hang out too long on the good players. We hang out real long on the bad players. So, that's one of those things that, and that's just our whole room. Like, no man is bigger than anybody on this team in our room. So, I mean, for us to sit in that room, laugh and joke on one another when a bad play happens, to see a good play and kind of let it roll, I just think that's funny.
Dude, we have such a humble football team. We're even playing a clip of J.C. Horn in a little bit saying that he was disappointed that it got out when he was talking about putting Drake London in a car seat. Yeah, bro, dude, we have some respectful dudes. Some people love it, some people hate it. It is what it is. Let me welcome some folks in here. First up, we got my guy JJ back on the free for all. JJ, what's up, dude?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I seen you. I seen you needed some help, so the cavalry's here, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother. And next up, we got my man Poppin back on the free for all. Pop, what up, dude?
And I'm back. Yeah.
Yeah, he's back. Gentlemen, before we get on to the New England stuff and previewing this matchup and talking about all the injuries that we have, dude, I thought we got rid of this injury bug bullshit, but it appears as though we need to reevaluate that. But real quick, I'll let Pop and JJ go in on this. What did y'all make of that dominant ass whooping the Panthers put on the Atlanta Falcons last Sunday?
Go ahead, JJ.
Um, I think we handled business. Like I had a gut feeling the team was gonna go out their home opener, avoid 0-3. They did. They made an example. We seen that clip right there, Derek Brown owning Christian Lindstrom.
Yeah.
I feel like I see a clip or two of Derek Brown owning that man every year, bro. Like he feeds
Yeah.
his lunch.
You do. You
Like
do. That's my
he's
preferred
got his
split.
number. Yeah, I've seen that multiple times, like 5 times over the
Hmm.
years. So he just flat out owns him. And I think it just like y'all said with the young players, man. It's lovely seeing we're playing young players and they're actually contributing to wins and they're playing great. It feels like we haven't seen this many players from a rookie class like attribute to the team this much. But at the same time, it is like a backhanded compliment because it's like, damn, you really have to rely on these rookies to produce for your team to be competent again. So hopefully we could get a few more drafts like this. And I'm looking forward to New England because I think that's Tet's breakout game.
Yes, sir. I mean, dude, there's so many great things about that performance. We're hoping to take that same momentum into the Patriots game. Pop and talk to me, bro. So many different takeaways from that game. The defense came alive. Ejiro Rivero needed that one, bro. Talk to me. What did you make of this game?
Well, I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, I mean, yeah, you beat them 0-3, but they beat you in every other stat, and they're the ones that threw away the team." Well, keep telling yourself that the same way. Cause did you feel that same way in 2015 when we went to the Super Bowl? Moral of the story is, the best team showed up and won. That's just that.
Church.
Stop trying to make it
Church.
so much more than what the fuck it is and what it ain't.
Church.
The best team showed up and
That's it.
played. I don't
That's it.
care if Bryce Young threw for 20 yards. I don't care if we had less touchdown. Bruh, the best team showed up. And if they keep that
Right.
type of mentality, then you can keep winning some more. So this is just the beginning. But on the Derek Brown thing, I know he was trying to be humble. But aren't y'all tired of that humble shit?
Hmm.
Like, I mean, I'm tired. The NFL is getting too fucking nice, bro. This is not like double A basketball where you play high school with each other and grew up with each other, and y'all traveled all around the cities because y'all had the best players in the state. Man, this shit is corny, man. I want somebody on here talking shit.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd have been
tired of that
funny as
shit.
hell. That'd have been funny as hell if Brown went up there and was like, "Yeah, I just be eating that man lunch every time. I take his food off his plate literally every time we meet up." If he
Like
was
he could
talking
have,
shit like that, like
yeah, like he could have said, "I'll do it again." Something, bro. I don't
he
understand the camaraderie of, "Oh, he's a great player," bro. You're not gonna get in trouble for making a comment about if the dude is trash or not, or you
he's sorry.
dismantle
He
him.
can't hold me.
It's that I don't. Where the dog at, bro? I'm sorry.
So no, you're not wrong. A lot of people feel uh, that they want some of that energy, bro. Like you were just saying, talk a little bit of shit, especially as a division rival. And I also feel like
Ransom got that.
other teams have also not hesitated to talk shit about us before. So now we're playing the good guys. But to echo that sentiment, this is what JC Horn had to say. A clip went viral. He was mic'd up and he was saying that he put Drake London in a car seat. They asked him about it, and this is what he had to say.
Wasn't supposed to get out like that or the pregame locker room speech, but yeah, just heating the moment, talking to my teammates.
Hold on, it's showing the four. There you
He
go.
here too, and we didn't have battles over the last couple years, and I can't wait to see him again.
Why don't you like that stuff?
I just ain't that type of guy. Like I don't want people thinking I do it for the clicks and for social media and stuff. So I was kind of upset when it got out, but it is what it is.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, all I really care about is shutting them down, winning on the football field. If they decide to go the good guy route, I'm gonna be real. That's sort of what we've been known for a long time, is being the good guys of
See,
the
that pissed
NFC
me off.
South. But hey, man, if we're
That-
winning, I can't bitch too much.
That
Is
pissed me off.
JC
Why do
JC
you
over there?
care?
He
My
over there
bad. My bad.
cheesing, bruh. You good, Pop?
What's up, Doug?
He over
Go
there
ahead.
cheesing because he know, bruh. Like he should have said some shit like, "I'll have a booster seat for him next time." Like, and bruh over there
I
smiling.
don't
Like,
understand why they care so. Like this is the. I'm gonna bring out the same word I pulled out last week.
they too political.
This is hypocrite. This is hypocritical. JC Horn, you're a hypocrite. Cause I remember when you got injured and you was so worried about your injury, right? Now you were so worried about people talking about, oh, you're injury prone. Now you're worried about if people saying you're doing it for clicks. Which one is it, buddy? I mean, if you mean that, stand on that. I just don't get this whole I got to be nice to Drake London. Oh, this shit is soft as baby shit, bruh.
Yeah,
I
and shout out to the folk in the chat said Ron Rivera didn't have us as soft. No, they were still nice on Ron Rivera. You gotta remember Luke Kuechly talked flat about everybody, and then flipped from Clark Kent to super freak on the field.
Yep, psycho.
Gargosen
Yeah,
too,
and so
super polite.
there's a
Mhm.
point though. I do understand what you're talking about. I would give money for Derek Brown to walk up and say, "Man, I own that bitch every week, every season. He ain't nothing
Now
but a
pickle,
soft that bitch." But
now pickle.
doesn't mean.
Trey Turner kind of let the cat out the bag. It sounded like Luke Kuechly was talking a lot of junk on the field. He
No,
just
on the
wasn't
field,
mic'd up.
He
on the
was.
field, he was, yeah. But in these interviews that they're doing now, he was respectful.
Nah.
But on the field, he was kind of like people used to say. Ron Rivera was all nice and polite till they showed that clip in that 49er game. And
Y'all
people
got your
went, "What
ass
the
beat.
hell?" Yeah,
I ain't seen
Yeah,
that. Hold on, Pickle. You gonna have to put that in the chat on Twitter or something.
it's on
Hold on.
CarolinaPanther.com. It's
yeah.
on
Well,
there.
which one was
I
it?
gotta
Was it
find it.
after the
On
playoff
YouTube.
game?
I'll find it for you.
Yeah. So listen, I want to direct our attention to something that's very worrisome to me. How come we so hurt all the fucking time, boys? Like, look at how many people are injured and are either questionable or out of the game Sunday. We are not going to have Patrick Jones. We are not going to have Xavier Leggett. We are not going
W.
to have. We are not going to have Tershawn Borden. We are not going to have DJ Warnham. Jatavian Sanders is out. And bro, look how many of them are hamstrings. Why we got so many damn hamstring injuries on this team? Didn't we fire our former strength and conditioning coach and brought in a whole new staff to better be prepared and not be so injured all the time? What the fuck is happening here, boys? Because I
Well,
don't understand this shit for the life of me, bro.
you can't fix turf.
But is it just a turf? Like, I feel like we're not the only team
Business
using
decisions.
turf.
I
Like,
think
what's
I
the
think that
deal?
I think we baby our players a little bit more. It could be also a strategy standpoint as well. So teams can't be we really get
It
like
could be because players don't think the team really on shit, so they willing to make more business decisions.
so yeah. I think they try to hide stuff as far as like I mean it could be a little bit of both. I think they definitely baby people if they got any type of nicks or this that and other. I've seen that since Canales has been here. If you got one little
Yeah.
nick, he's gonna make sure you get enough time to get yourself together.
Yeah,
Because I heard that Wharton was supposed to be playing this week. That's what I heard.
Well, as of right now, he's questionable.
He'll
yeah.
be
He
playing.
practiced.
Watch.
He practiced today. I believe he'll play too.
Yeah.
Cody, that I'm not certain. To be honest with you, brother, I'm not certain Panther Nation is ready for this response.
Oh boy.
I'm really not. I don't.
Oh boy.
The entire NFL in the last few years has become baby ass soft.
They soft.
And
Gen
I'll
Z
be
is
bluntly
soft as
honest with
baby
you.
shit.
It starts in training camp, and what you're talking about happened in preseason. They need to pull the diaper off and come out on the field and work harder, including the preseason games. Their bodies need to toughen up a little bit and quit being pussy soft.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, man.
Buttercup wannabes is what half these players are.
Hey, man.
Buttercup wannabes.
But
And the
listen,
NFL
one of the
players
things I'll tell
expected
you,
to
Pickle.
enforce it.
One of the things I'll tell you, Pickle, is that we have a next man up mentality. And I'll tell you what, I really do feel like with Patrick Jones going down and then DJ Warnham also not being available, this is another opportunity for Princely Umanmielen and Nick Scourton to come alive and prove that they are the future of this franchise. Let me welcome in some people into the show. Holding it down on the West Coast, that's the left coast. My man Alex, A14 Panthers. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on, Cody? Happy Friday, fellas. What's going on?
Happy Friday, brother.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, man. Hey, real quick, give me your and then we'll move on to the Patriots afterwards. But give me your quick assessment of that 30-0 beatdown over the Atlanta Falcons.
I mean, I saw a lot of good things in that football game. Obviously, there's a lot of things that we could work on too. Offense still seemed a little bit shaky, but the defense looked really, really good. We finally started to see a little bit of pressure from that line. We didn't get at home and get some sacks. I'm hoping for this week we can get some sacks this week. But we got the turnovers, and the biggest thing about this game was that we didn't turn the ball over. We played a clean football game on the offensive side of the ball. So
not only did we not turn the ball over, we took the ball away.
You're right.
And then scored points off of those turnovers, man. That is a big deal for all of us. Hey, next up we got Cardiac Cat 13 in the building. How are you, brother?
What's up, fellas?
How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. It's raining
Good to-
here, but it feels nice outside.
Good to hear, man. What did you make of that 30-0 beatdown of the Atlanta Falcons?
Hey, man, I enjoyed it because I punished myself watching the first two games. So, but I mean, it was a great game. We left a lot of stuff out there on the field, though. I kind of wonder, did we make Atlanta look that bad? Or were they just not as good as we thought they were? Or is it a little bit of both? I want to see it consistently, and then I'll jump on and be like, yeah, we're the fucking shit. But, one game ain't going to convince me that what I seen in the preseason and in the first two games isn't what we actually are.
We need more. We need to ride that momentum into this Sunday against the Patriots and have a similarly dominant performance. I could not agree more. Last but not least, let me welcome in my bro, always giving out the hope to those who need it. It's my dog, D Money, back on the free for all. D, what's up, brother?
Yo, what's going on, C3 family? Shout out to Cody. Yo, shout out to the big three, Pickle, Cole, and Diesel Skills, just the whole family and so forth.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, what happened Sunday was what was needed for this organization and this franchise going forward. I think that I knew that we were going to get that performance this season. My question was at some point of when we were going to get to that point. So it was refreshing because the main thing that I've had emphasis on with this team has really been the starting early, giving the energy and the execution within the first quarter and the second quarter. And I don't mean being down 7 or 10-0, but actually playing good football that you can at least have some hope that there's going to be a play that can be made. I don't think there was a point that I felt with the defense that there was a player that was just terribly out of position. So what that shows me is that from a Veros era in here, yes, there has been a change in talent, but there's more of a focus on the discipline because even besides the win, our defense has been significantly different than it's been the last 2 years. And one
Yes.
of the main things that I'm seeing is the discipline aspect. The defensive line, they're holding their lanes. The linebackers, they're staying within the zone that they're supposed to be in and hoping to make a play. And then because of the preparation that you have to put it to preparation, it's the simple fact that now we're seeing Shaw Smith Wade move fast, see the instinct, read the play, attack the play. And see, when you have the preparation, then that meets the opportunity, and then that's when the plays start to happen. So against New England, which I'm highly excited about watching because if you look at it on one scale, they're kind of two teams that are in kind of the same lane. Like they're trying to get to that next step of winning, have the young quarterback, trying to add pieces and trying to get that taste of victory and carry on. What
Right.
I'm beneficial about, or I find beneficial for us, is now that as a defense, they are seeing an aggression of trying to force the ball away, poking the ball out. Even though we're not getting the sacks and getting home right now, we're getting a lot of disruptions, making quarterbacks get off of their steps, having to make throws quickly, having to make
Yeah.
throws too late. And that's what's benefiting the team. And luckily for us, they have a running game. And we have been stopping the running game to a degree or containing, but they have a
Yeah.
running back who is still suffering from fumbleitis since last year. So there's opportunity if they really focus on the ball with him and play physical against New England, that they can force turnovers possibly by fumble. Also, if those young edges that we have can just simply contain the outside so that Drake May doesn't have to beat us with his feet, because first off, he's a guy that knows if he doesn't see that first read, he's looking to run. He's not a second and third read type of guy. He's not in that part of his career yet. That experience hasn't gotten there for him yet. We have to take advantage of that. And if we can get him, bring him to the ground, fine. But we have to initiate the pressure early and we have to stay consistent with it. As far as the running game, I hear Chuba's kind of banged up. Okay, fine. That's why we got a Rico. And Rico started showing you little flashes last week that he'll run hard. He's not going to go down right away. And, you know, Nalo, Tetaroa, he's still having flashes. You know, he's waiting for that touchdown. We all know it's coming.
Yeah.
Everybody calm down. But I've been happy with him on third down. Even with Chandler Zavala trying to cover a big void as Robert Hunt, he was not absolutely horrible. The line worked together. They played complementary football. So the point that I'm trying to make and not trying to carry too long, you should have hope coming into this weekend because one, we're taking on an opponent who is kind of even. Two, we're coming off of momentum, not just of winning a big game, but winning a game against a division rival. And if that don't put goosebumps on you, that we can knock a little clam chowder out of the Patriots, then I don't know what will. And if you ain't with us now, you're not welcome to the parade. Keep
Pounding, brother. Hey, man, it is
Pounding,
incredible, D Money, what 1 week will do. You know, after so much losing and then not starting. But one, the preseason didn't look good. Then those first 2 games didn't look good. But, bro, in my history of being a Panthers fan, I don't know if this organization and this team and this fan base ever needed a win like that quite as bad as we needed this past Sunday's W, brother. That reinvigorated us as a fan base. Absolutely, man. Sell tickets, but also show us that we are building towards something. And, you know, with Pat Jones being out, DJ Warner being out, I think that we are continuing to see that Dan Morgan drafted players with this 3-4 defense in mind. Nick Scourton looked incredible. He's the 5th most double-teamed edge rusher in the NFL. Prince of Umanmielen continues to flash. This is a perfect opportunity for both of these young guys to continue to step forward and grow. Let me welcome in my brother, Cole, back on the free-for-all. Cole, what's up, dude?
Cody, man, what's going on? Happy Friday to everybody. I said it many, many times. As much as we bitched and complained about everything that was going on, as soon as something good would happen, I would be just as happy and celebrate harder than anybody. And I couldn't be more happy than with what I saw last
That's
Sunday,
it.
Cody Lack.
That's it. So, man, look, I'm gonna let y'all jump in on this. Whoever wants to talk about it. How do y'all feel about Nick Scourton and Prince Umanmielen? I wanted to make sure that we give these boys some shine and a spotlight because I really think these two are going to be the difference makers on our defense. We already know
Domination.
that Derek Brown is a dog. We already know that J.C. Horn is a dog. They continue to prove themselves each and every Sunday. But these two young men are really starting to flash in a way that we need right now more than ever.
Hey, they were both projected first rounders at the beginning of the draft season.
Correct.
You know, Scourton, they had him up to
I
like
saw
15th.
Princely with our first pick.
Yeah.
You know, I think those boys are going to do their jobs. And, you know, I don't think it was a lot of talk that they were doing in the preseason. You know, they're going to put it on the field.
Right.
I really think they are who we thought they were. And I think that's the exciting part, or at least who we were hoping they were by what was projected, what the film showed in the offseason. We were really just hoping that they were either going to resemble somewhat of the production that they gave or greater. And you're seeing that the effort is there. You see the guys are trying to learn it. And you just see that it's a matter of time before it's going to come together. So for me, I'm just happy because they are at least who we thought they were.
Dan is the fucking man.
Yeah, we just gotta
Man,
we just gotta keep building from this. I mean, I think we're getting Dan's drafting so far seems like pretty well. I mean, these two guys, they're young rookies coming in and just getting out there and getting a taste of playing. I think that's good. They're gonna have some minor hiccups here and there, and we just as Panther fans, we gotta understand they're gonna learn from it. But from the most part, I'm loving what I'm seeing. And we just got to keep stacking. We got to keep stacking our wins. We got to keep stacking in the draft. Because I think we all know, years prior, we haven't had really great drafts. So, I mean, to see these boys come out and they're playing well, we got them a little bit later in the draft. It's good to see.
Yeah. I'm loving that they have that speed on the edge that this 3-4 defense in particularly needed. I always felt like we were trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, but now we really have the players to make this defense fly. Go ahead, Poppin.
My question is that I know y'all got extra lotion out there. He's not playing, but
Yeah,
when
we're gonna talk about him.
Scourton comes off the field or Princely comes off the field, I got a nickname too, Dookie Juice, DJ Johnson. He's got to go.
Oh,
He's
bro.
he's got to play behind
Damn.
them because I mean they
Yep.
can't play all the snaps.
No.
Where do we think that DJ Johnson is at this point in time of his he's going on his third year?
Bro.
He's been
Hey,
complimentary this year. He hasn't been ass water. It's just we got a bad taste in our mouth about DJ since the time he's been here. But if you
yeah.
really look at it, he's been quite complimentary this year.
Okay.
Him and DJ Johnson and Thomas Incombe are both special teamers. Generally, one's inactivated. Sometimes they're not. They'll be the top backups because Scourton and Princely will start. So, when time for one of them to step in as a starter, they got to look that part. They really do.
Yeah.
But both
I
of
like
them
Incombe.
both of them are here.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, they're third on the depth chart for a reason. So if they screw up, they may not be here after Sunday. So we'll see. Cody, if you get time, play that video in the private chat.
All right, I will. Real quick,
Right.
I wanted to put this up just to show you. So Nick Scourton, he didn't start last week, but now that Jones is inactive, he is going to be getting the start. And the reason why this is such a good thing is look at this, man. He's being double teamed or chipped at the 5th highest rate in the entire NFL.
Mhm.
I mean, what, through 3 weeks of
Yeah.
football? Like,
That that
bro,
shows
that's,
you
yeah, my
that
man is, the trajectory continues to go up and up and up for what he's been doing, man.
that shows you how much other coaches respect for him and how much I'm sure other defensive coordinators were screaming, "We have to draft this guy." And when he come to Carolina, they went, "Damn, he's going to Carolina." So,
Yeah.
but I like Scourton a lot, and he also played some inside. And one thing that I have to credit Ivero in doing is he doesn't really run. You mentioned the 3-4 earlier, Cody. He
Yeah.
doesn't run the 3-4 this year. Ivero hasn't lined up a 3-man front during the Jacksonville game a few plays, during 2 plays I counted. Other than that, he doesn't line up the 3-4 defense. It's been a 4-2-5 style defense. And occasionally when you see one of the edge rushers dropping coverage, it's because he's blitzing a linebacker or a safety off that other side. So it's one of the try to fool you plays. So we're running more of a 4-2-5. It's basically a 4-3 defense, only you're using a safety as that third linebacker. So,
Yeah.
and when you're not
Which,
using
by the way,
safety,
Trevor Moore
yeah,
is
Trayvon
looking
Morgan,
damn good as
yeah,
just that.
he
I
laid
mean,
the fucking wood on Bijan Robinson.
he does, man. They have really been aggressive stopping the run, which is what we needed, man. We were one of the worst teams stopping the run last year. Let me welcome in my bro Anthony back on the free for all. Ant, what's up, dude?
What's up, bro? How you doing? How you boys doing?
Doing good, man. Right now we're talking about Prince of Umanmielen and Nick Scourton. Both of them getting the start with DJ Wanham and Patrick Jones out. What do you make of these two edge rushers? And also, like, I don't also want to get away from the fact of how injured we are. Why does this team have so many injuries going on right now? But what do you make of Nick Scourton and Prince of Umanmielen basically being able to start this Sunday against the Pats?
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I think I talked about this last week. I was like, if you want to be a developmental quote unquote program, then just let the young guys play. And like, I just essentially think they have more upside than those guys anyways. So I think it's only going to make them better for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Who else wants to jump in on this?
Did they say how long Pat Jones is going to be out?
I don't know. I don't know if there was a timetable on Patrick Jones being out. I know that he's dealing with, let me see, it's a hamstring, I believe.
Well, Cody, chime in on the injury part of it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Even though it's unfortunate to a degree, you know, because you want your guys at full strength, it don't really waver me like that, because if you really go down the injury report of about most of the league, there's a lot of soft tissue injuries and injuries just all through the league. Like right now, I don't think anybody would want to even be the 49ers with the way they injury report look. I think that was almost like a chapter in a novel book at this point.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, yeah, there's injuries. I can't tell you why there's the injuries, but I don't think it's just relevant to the 704. I just think right now it's a league-wide epidemic.
right. D
Players
Money,
are
let me
weak.
ask. Well, let me ask you something, D Money. Do you not think? And I thought about this a while ago. Do you not think that some of these players in the older version of the NFL would be playing through injuries?
Oh, yes, it was a different time. Contracts weren't the same. The money
Right.
wasn't the same. You had to be
Right.
on the field to get the dollars. So, yes.
Yeah.
But now, you know, let's say a man signs an $89 million contract over so many years. Even if
Yeah.
he don't play or not, there's at least 35, 40 million that's probably guaranteed if he's a pretty
Right.
decent player. So there's really no incentive to go out there, and, you know, the league is still
Right.
holding that umbrella. Everything is
Mhm.
safety, safety, safety.
Right, exactly. So a lot of these players, I think, could play through these injuries, or they used to, but they don't because it's a money issue. You know, why am I going to
Oh yeah,
play?
oh yeah.
An
You know, them
injury, you know?
agents is
Right,
like, man, if you don't sit down for these 3 weeks, we got a
right,
whole nother contract to think about.
right, exactly. DJ Wanham is in a contract year, y'all.
Yep.
Now,
Well,
if
see,
he
then in
does,
that
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
situation, I think
yeah,
then he's
why?
trying to, he's want to play.
Yeah, exactly. And to be bluntly honest, and I mentioned it on the group chat, and I'll mention it here. I ain't scared to mention it. If these two rookies look the part next week, I'm going to start them. And if they look that
Yeah,
part,
keep
DJ
starting
Waddle
them.
goes on the block.
Yeah,
But
keep
wouldn't that
starting
have
them.
been the plan anyway when you drafted them?
It should
Yeah,
have
Hoping
been.
that
it
they
should
would
have.
You
excel to
can't
that
put
point?
Yeah,
anybody on the
it should have
trading
been.
Both
block. They
both of
don't
them
have
both of
enough
them could have
people.
lost their job. Both of
I
them could have
mean,
lost their job.
To me,
Probably.
Right.
either way. I mean, it doesn't matter because I think you're going to be rotating these guys in and out anyways. Like you want to give every team just different looks, whether it's the rookies coming out there and getting to the quarterback, whether DJ Wanham, like he's a guy that like has like shown that he could actually get to the quarterback and get sacks. So like to
Keep
me,
that
like
comment up, Cody.
yeah, to me it's
I'm
just one of
sorry,
those
Allison.
things.
Go
I
ahead.
want to. I'd like to see everybody fully healthy, but yeah, like you guys mentioned, I mean, with the money situation, with certain things, if they could like miss a week to feel a little bit better for the next week, I'd rather do that than like,
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, hold that thought, Pickle. Let me welcome in some more people. We got our boy Chooks back on the free for all. Chooks, what's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing? Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, man.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, man. Also, we got Vegas Drew back on the free for all. Drew, how you doing, brother?
Good, guys. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Hey, man. So we're sort of combining a couple of different topics right now. One, why are the Panthers so injured? Do you think that we're more injured than other teams, or why do we have so many hamstring injuries? And also, what do you make of this opportunity for Nick Scourton and Prince of Umanmielen to be starters and solidify themselves as the future of this defense coming off the edge?
I don't think we're any more injured than any other team. I feel like I kind of jumped on. I think Pickle was kind of saying the same thing. I feel like it's not like realistically, none of our injuries are anything long term. A lot of nagging ones, other than obviously the ones that went on IR before the season. But like I feel like someone might have said it too. Like Pat Jones, I feel like he's like one of those dudes is like you could probably play, but we got invested in you. We could let the rookies play. Same with like XL. Like I feel like he's not hurt. His feelings are hurt, and they're just like, all right, let's take another week off and see if that was an aberration without him. And then I feel like just in my head, I'm thinking of like almost conspiracy. I'm wearing my tinfoil hat. Like I'm wondering if like they're like take another week off and see if our offense. I mean, it's not like our offense lit up the world. Just as deceiving with a 30-0 win. But if like we're more balanced without XL in there, then I wonder if they just try to play him a few times and highlight him and see if they could get something for him. Like, not that like I'm not one of those that just ditch him and kick him to the curb. He's a scrub, but he just hasn't.
Yeah.
He's almost like you guys watched the Thursday night when you watched Marvin Harrison. Like that dude's in his head too, and he looked like ass for most of that game. That touchdown catch really put a shine on it for him. But if he didn't catch that, if he dropped that one, people would have been roasting him hard today.
Yeah, so Drew, one of the comparisons that I've been making is if you guys have been watching Quentin Johnson for the Chargers, this dude, the story of the first 2 years of his career was nothing but drops. The dude was dropping absolutely everything. Fans hated that dude, but then now he has really made himself to be a real contributor to that Chargers offense that looks very good. I'm hoping that Xavier Legette can be a similar fashion.
I agree with you a little bit.
He may not be looking well, but maybe in the future he can continue to get past some of these issues that he's having.
The only difference I think I'd have between those two, because there's a lot of parallels with there, but I feel like they try to turn Johnson into like a volume catcher, but he's more of like a deep ball, stretch the field type. And I think XL came out as one of those guys you get him some short routes and try to get him the ball in his hand and like make him, because he has such athleticism, he's got the body type. Like he should have been almost, not saying Debo, because Debo's a way different size and stuff, but like almost that style where you could do a slant and he takes it to the house or breaks some tackles.
Him and Debo are nothing alike.
No,
don't
no,
know
I'm
why
not.
people
That's what I'm
compare
saying.
him.
It was a bad conference, but I mean, I'm just saying that they want to run him on like shorter routes and just get the ball in his hand and let him take over. Where I think Johnson was like, they tried to do that with him, but I think he's more of a
Well,
deep ball
well,
guy.
Johnson issue because one of my best friends is a Chargers fan. The problem with him was he was a running back, but then all of a sudden he hit a growth spurt from 5'9" to 6'3". So he didn't have the best hands, and he just didn't grow. He didn't mature with his body. Like he had to figure out like, whoa, I wake up and I'm 7 inches taller. This is wild. So he had I think he only had really one good year in college as far as a wide receiver, but he had terrible hands. And as I
Yeah.
talked to my boy about the Chargers and everything, not one time did he ever tell me about, oh, the fan base want to get rid of him. They were upset about it, but they weren't like, oh yeah, trade him. Oh, he's trash. He's going in his third year. They let him develop, and now he's looking amazing. You know what I mean? That comes with coaching, patience, time, and the player also showing effort and trying to develop. We, on the other hand, we got so many great options that we could just go out here and find a great old number two that stays here for years in and year out. Which
But sir,
you know,
I will have to. I didn't have my introduction as well, but you also Quentin Johnson had some like iffy. He wasn't all bad. He does had a situation in rookie season where he just was inconsistent. XL had the worst game in the history of the NFL, and that's not hyperbole. That's not.
what game was
Oh,
that?
yes, it is. Yes,
For
it
a
is.
wide
You
receiver.
haven't watched enough NFL football in
Well,
your
he's
life
saying
to
he's
say it
saying
was the worst in
statistically.
NFL history.
He's saying
What
statistically.
Yeah,
what
he's saying
what?
having 8 receptions and 8
8
receptions and
targets.
negative 2
You want to know
yards.
what the truth is?
But if you say that, are you willing to stand on that and be able to tell other people that with confidence because 100% of that was his fault?
No, he's on the
Um,
Carolina Panthers. It's
I,
obviously not
yeah,
his.
I'm gonna say 100% his fault because he's got a couple of he had all the
uh,
opportunity to turn that into not a negative. Like he had
what?
so many, he had drops and he had inconsistent footwork.
He had
That
8 passes thrown to him. Only 2 of them were catchable.
yeah, and then if he would have
Zero
caught those
drops.
two,
Zero drops. Think about it though. All of them were bad passes. Think about what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
there
All of
wasn't.
them were.
Well,
Every
is that
single one of them were
I'm gonna be
bad
honest
passes.
though. I'm gonna be honest though.
That's not entirely true either.
I've
Anthony
seen.
and
look,
we'll go ahead. Hold on, hold
no,
on. We'll go
can I
Y'all
say
got to go
one?
look
Hold
at the
Can I
on,
say?
tape.
Can I please say
bro.
one
Wait,
thing?
hold
Hold
on. Let
on,
me
hold
go.
Okay.
Let
on.
me go. Let
So
me go. Anthony
Excel
and then
can't keep
Cole
his
and then
fucking
two.
feet in bounds because that's the obvious
Yeah,
problem.
let me just say this, guys.
Yeah, but you can fix that. You
Bob, bro,
I,
bro,
I'm,
come
so,
on,
I'm
bro,
sorry,
he
bro.
doesn't
Bob,
I'm
get thrown
sorry,
the
come on,
bro.
football
hold
though.
on,
No,
hold
All
look,
on,
right,
no.
hold
I
on,
had
hold on,
to.
hold
I
on, hold
had to
on,
have
hold on. All
have that.
right,
Okay,
hold on.
go ahead. Go
Let
ahead.
Anthony
order in the
go.
court.
Yeah, order in the
bro.
call. Go ahead.
Listen, guys. Maybe he's just not a good player. Like, has that come across
Thank you,
anyone's mind?
Anthony. Thank
Like,
you, Anthony.
it sucks, guys. I know we're sitting here, we're trying to cape for him, and quite frankly, I'm just done caping for bad players. Like, I get it. I get what Pop's stance is, but guys, I've seen guys come off the street and look better than him. That's not to say those guys are the answer, because I don't think Bryson Tremaine's the long-term answer at wide receiver too. But Coker may be, but Coker, I mean, his hamstrings are made of strings. So I mean, essentially,
Let's get rid of both of them.
Joker.
No, we
no,
never
no,
said
no.
No,
that,
Hold on,
no.
hold
bro.
on, hold on,
Don't
hold
say
on,
that, bro.
hold on,
One's
Okay.
never available,
hold on. Let
and
me
one
finish my
doesn't.
I ain't
point.
scared.
One doesn't
One,
perform.
one,
Fuck
one
it.
won't
Oh
won't
my
stay in
God.
shape.
Let me finish my point. I'm not even that high on Coker either. He had less than 500 yards last year. He can't stay in shape. But Excel just doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. And I not all of it's on him. I don't think Dave Canales knows what to do with him either. And that's on coaching because it's like,
That is facts. It's
why would you
coaching.
Well,
draft
then
It's
a
that's
guy?
Canales'
coaching.
fault.
And it's
No, I
coaching.
know, and
Look,
that's why I've been
It is
critical of
more
Canales.
Canales'
when
fault, Bob. I will admit that.
and all this honestly, and I keep it, and I'm doing revisionist history. You cannot tell me Bryce is a bad quarterback, and
Oh,
because
I
He
I've
can.
is.
seen Baker and Sam Darnold succeed. You can't
Oh,
tell me
well,
that
you
anymore.
can't.
You can't
No,
tell
no,
me that
no.
Anthony,
I'm
anymore.
but
I'm
that's
not.
You can't
I'm
tell me
not
that
allowing
anymore.
that. You can't do that.
You hear this
You cannot
contradictive shit?
throw. No, you can't throw. Canales was never the head coach of Baker Mayfield. or Sam Darnold. And the entire situation back then was a clusterfuck mess. From ownership down to quarterbacks coach, down to wide receivers, down the offensive line, down to every single, including the trainers and the medical staff. You cannot do that. Throw all that under one David Canales because it suits your narrative that you want to hate XL so much. Let me tell you something. Coker, I don't know why people want to put him up on a pedestal of greatness. Let me tell you what I see. I see a good wide receiver who could be good. A wide receiver who could be good, excuse me. But
No,
I see a guy who refuses to stay in shape. A guy who doesn't give a damn. Y'all realize if he would have stayed in shape, what he could have walked into this year, but he doesn't have the mental fortitude to realize that. He doesn't have the mental toughness. And yeah, I know his dad was on C3 not long ago, and if I'm his dad, I'm going to blow his fat ass out. Because he
I just want to say one thing real quick.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get out of here.
Go
Dave
ahead.
Canales said at some point in this year, people are not going to want to play us. The true fact of that is people do not want to lose to us because we just got another coach fired. The Carolina River Strikes again.
Yeah,
we are the
love
only
that.
team. I have never heard of a team that shuts out another team and we get dissed and they diss the Falcons more than they praise us.
I know
Never
they
heard
were
in the
saying that our
history of
stadium
football.
was sleeping or some
You know
bullshit so stupid.
That's because Falcons fans are delusional.
I'll tell you why, Chuck.
Later,
It's because-
Cardiac.
Panther
Appreciate you,
fans are
brother.
delusional too. Maybe not as bad as the
Hey,
Falcons.
appreciate you.
Yes.
Listen, Chuck, I'll tell you why. It's because it all depends on if this team actually comes out and builds on it this week. Then we'll be looking
100%.
stupid because the Falcons won't take us serious.
Yeah, because then it looked less like they lost instead of we won.
Exactly.
At this point, because we have nothing to back up anything, it looks
Exactly.
like they crapped the bed and we just let it happen.
Well,
And spoiler, I'm picking us to win this week because I've been called a hater. So I'll pick us to win this week. But
half
I
the
mean,
fan base
they got to show me
believes.
something.
Well, it's like this whole thing, like the whole. Remember, we did the beginning of the year picks. Realistically, we're not too. If we could if we would have performed offensive, like I said, offensive, like none of these games where I thought did we have 0% chance. Like we could have beaten the Jaguars. They weren't anything special. We could have beaten the Cardinals.
We should
They
have beat
weren't
the Cardinals. We should have
But
beat
like
the
I'm
Cardinals.
saying is that it's saying that we could beat the Patriots isn't that big of a comment to me. Like
Well, they're
now,
they're not a 500 winning team anyway. So I mean, yeah, it's
that's what I mean.
possible
That's what I'm saying. It's
that
not
we
like
could beat them.
it's not
Yeah, I
Tom
mean,
Brady's Patriots.
you're making sense. Everything you're saying.
I wanted to go back to the players talk that we were talking about. Could we agree that possibly like Dan Morgan last year that he reached on a lot of these picks, like with Brooks, where we went up and got XL, where we kind of reached and we signed a guy like Jalen Coker with the injury history that we know about. Like I think we maybe he learned from that. He's like, man, I reached on some of these guys. The potential's there, but we haven't seen it yet.
As much I do like Coker, and here's my 2 cents and kind of what Pickle was not piggybacking on what he's saying, but realistically, there's like 2 types of wide receiver kind of project. 3, I'll say, but 2 like that we end up with. One is like the physically gifted upside guy. Like everybody could see like the ceiling. This guy like could be really good. And then you have these undrafted dudes that are usually really because they have to do this in order to survive in the league. Is that they're really good between the ears. They understand the position. They run crisp routes. They're not super athletic, but they usually have good hands. And that's what we have. It's like if you could combine Coker and XL into one player, we'd have a hell of a player. You'd have Megatron or something. Where if he was smart and ran good routes and had good hands, this kid would have been a baller right now because he's had so many opportunities to be a game changer. But realistically, Coker's more useful for us because you could count on him when you have Bryce, who's a rhythm thrower where he's throwing to a spot that he thinks you're going to be. He's not he's like, oh, you're going to be, this is where your break is going to be, and you're going to be in this spot, and I'm going to lay it there. If you can't count on someone to do that, Bryce is like, he can't He's not going to be successful with you.
But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this though. We got somebody who's doing that and more already, and he was undrafted too. Bryce and Tremaine.
Well, yeah,
Why do I need a
that's also why
why do I
Thielen
need a
was
Shout
so
out Big
coker?
successful.
Bryson.
He's in
Shout
shape
out
and
Big
healthy.
Bryson.
That's
Look,
why
can I? Look,
Thielen had a resurgence.
I'm gonna play the middle ground here. I don't believe that Jalen Coker is lazy or fat, and I don't think that XL is a bust. Somebody that just isn't a good wide receiver. I think that both of these guys need more time, and as
Yep.
frustrating as that might be, I think that that is the truth of it. Not everybody comes on in the same amount of time that other wide receivers do.
I think
Still
Coker
Fact.
just
think
lacks
I,
athleticism, and he's
I
like
yeah, but listen, at the
he's
same
like pushing it to 100 when he
but
doesn't
at the
have the
same
physical
time though,
skills.
Drew, I want to see this in particular offense with them on the field. I
Oh
think
yeah,
Yep.
that he can be another big time weapon for this field. And listen, there were times down the end of the stretch last year where Coker was looking like the number one on the team with how dependable the connection was between him and Bryce. Now, on the other hand, I'm starting to get concerned about this lingering hamstring injury that Xavier Leggett has. To me, it's sort of weird. I wonder how long he's been dealing with it. I know that he's also, I noticed that he's also been injured for, basically 2 seasons now. Even going back to South Carolina, I do think that that is reasonable to wonder and start to be concerned about at this point. Let me get Cole in here. Cole, talk to me about XL, bro. What do you make? Is it too late to give up on him? Is the dude just a bust?
Oh,
What's
you
the
know
deal,
Cole don't
bro?
like him. Cole like get rid of him.
Honestly,
We had
I
this
took
interview
I
from
took a little turn. I have shitted on him enough to do it right now, Cody. I'm not going to do that. I really kind of took a turn this morning when I heard his interview yesterday. I forgot who it was. It might have been with Vashti. The man sounds defeated. Like somebody really needs to get in there and coach this kid up and get him right.
Something fucked up, ain't it, Cole? Something ain't right.
Something's not right with him, bro. It's more than just on the field stuff. He is really defeated
Yeah,
right now.
I'm
because
Where
sorry,
you
Cole.
because
We
think
he,
don't
that?
have the coach for his
Where do y'all
mental.
think that is? Where do
I don't
y'all
know.
think it
bruh,
is that's
I
affecting
don't
him, bro?
know
he's a receiver that
because
can't catch a
because
ball.
he
He
if
had no life in that interview.
bruh,
Play,
I hope he
this
ball.
video.
I can't
What
wait
he
till he
needs
the
All
to
right,
ball
know.
so he
all
can
right.
shut your ass up.
I think
Bro,
maybe the
But
listen.
hamstring's a little worse than most people think.
he said in the interview he said I can go. It's like, well, when you gonna
Exactly.
be
I
ready?
just said it to stop
Whenever the
benching.
coaches, whenever the
To
coach,
stop
whenever.
benching.
But at the same time, you're right. I think it is a soft benching because hey, he hasn't been performing. Guess what? Some of y'all favorite quarterback got benched too. He had to sit too. So at the same
Exactly. That's
time,
the way it should be,
it's
though.
the same. It's the same
They ain't
grace.
going public with it.
Some of y'all have the same grace. Some of y'all don't. But yeah, that interview was kind of weird and wacky, Cole. Like you heard it, you listened to it. It ain't seem right, man. Something's fucked up over there.
That wasn't XL at all. It didn't even sound like I was listening to
Yeah,
something
he
over
No,
there.
now needs to get in there and fix his mental instead of making a different type
That's
of
XL's biggest problem.
If
dude
I
on
Needs
a
to
can
be coached
chime,
fucking
up.
interview. He
if I
needs
can
to
chime,
go ahead. Go ahead,
if
Jacob.
I can chime in earlier, they said Dan uh missed on the last draft, and I want to add in my thoughts. I don't think Dan really did. He did. It's on paper he did, but in reality, I don't think he did. And I'm explaining briefly. Dan took over. When Dan took over as GM, he had Scott Fitterer's scouts there for the defense or for this draft, and he had the staff there that was hired by Tepper and Matt Rule for the training staff because the same training staff had been there all through Matt's years. This is a training staff that told him Jonathan Brooks will be fine. The same training staff that told him when in the middle of the year, oh yeah, he can go, no sweat, don't worry about it. The same training staff that told him DJ Wallen's fine. The same training staff that told him not to draft Peyton Wilson because he won't play his whole rookie year and be messed up for the rest of his career. The same training staff told him that. Now, the scouting wise goes, Dan can't look at every single board out there. He'll follow his scouts. And his scouting department told him XL's so great. His scouting department is the one that told him that Wallace is superb. Now, shout out to Dan Morgan. Dan Morgan, and I read off Charlotte Observer article, and I can share it with those you want it. Dan Morgan and Luke Kuechly are meeting weekly in the film room with Wallace and teaching him what he needs to know and how he needs to watch film and play. Now, that being said, you could say that Dan drafted wasn't good last year. I would. But if you look into the details of it, taking over as a GM, Dan basically did what was led to him.
Hey, this is Xavier. This is Xavier talking about how he would be basically in on Sunday in some situational parts. This is what he said.
I might be have to be a little limited or something like that. Or maybe I could play. I know it's just a day-to-day situation.
No, he's saying that it's a day-to-day situation, but a lot of people noted that he sort of sounds kind of somber.
He didn't say situation. He said situation.
Situation. But my thing is this, though. Like, to me, I sense a lot of frustration with his own performance, that he doesn't have, damn near any yards to his name, how he really hasn't been a feature of the offense. Now you have this hamstring injury that's really sort of weighing him down. I think he wants to be out there. He wants to get rid of this narrative, but, he's obviously dealing with some stuff. I don't know if this is a soft benching. Like, if they feel that his effort hasn't been up to par, then I do agree. Sometimes it takes a benching for a player to kind of get their wits about them and understand what they need to do better. If that's the case, then I'm all for it. But I do think that we need as many bodies, as many hands on deck as we can going forward. And I would like for him to get the opportunity to really sort of rectify this whole situation.
Thank goodness we took
Cody, I feel really bad for saying this. This is the worst thing I've ever heard anybody say about XL, but does he really love football? I'm being dead ass. Does he love the game?
He loves Gorilla or G-Rilla, whatever her name is.
And that was my whole thing. Like, even the drop or the bad footwork, whatever, like, those things bug me, but, like, those are, like, everybody's been saying, those are fixable. What I really didn't like seeing from him was on that Arizona where he's, like, the last ass into the huddle, like, he, like, drag, like, it just seems like he had, and his missed block, like, his terrible blocking, like, if you're playing, like, shit, like, personally, like, you're just making bad concentration issues, you could still be of value to a team, but you got to do everything else.
Shit.
You better be hustling. You better be making blocks. Like, he just wasn't. It just seems like everything.
I think he loves football. I mean, he's been playing since he's been in high school. So I don't think there's a. To me, I'm not questioning does he love football. I think it's a sophomore slump, which he never really took off majorly in his first year. But I think he just, like Cody said, they're not used. For me, I don't think they're using him right. I gave an example last week. Some of the throws that have been going to Hunter Renfro for 50-50 balls, some of the balls going to him. So that's my gripe with Canales as far as how he's using personnel. You don't use a big 6'2", 230 wide receiver for a come around route or screen, whatever that stupid shit is. Jet sweep. That's stupid.
They're doing it to try to get him some confidence. They're trying to get him the ball.
You don't need to do that with him though. That's a Jimmy Horn type of play. That's not for his big ass to be doing.
And by the way, Jimmy Horn,
it didn't work. I've been telling everybody that, and it happened. It didn't work.
Jimmy Horn is practicing, so maybe we might see.
He's supposed to be starting, I think,
this Sunday. That would be really exciting.
Jimmy Horn practiced. Jimmy Horn was practicing basically with the scout team and a little bit on special teams, and now he's actually practicing with the wide receivers group.
Dope. That's really all he should be. He should just be returning kicks.
Well, he's not. And
I'm just saying. That's what he should.
Right. Here's my thoughts on XL. You benched him for who? For Bryce Tremaine, who barely got a few catches, for David Moore, who barely got a few catches. Okay, and I'm not saying that XL's great. Don't misunderstand that. But I'm not throwing the towel in on him, and here's why. Right now, you really don't have anybody else to go to. You're not
Yeah.
you're not getting an upgrade simply by benching him. If you inactivating him, there's nobody behind him that's going to automatic improvement. Let me tell y'all a secret, I think. And I've chatted with enough beat reporters and enough media sources and folks to know if Jimmy Horn Jr. was this elite receiver that fans think he is, he would have already been playing.
You got
I
to earn
He's
it.
just he's just
Right, Michael.
Now, just because he played good in Colorado
preseason. Yeah,
and a 1 or 2 snaps in, no, he didn't play good in preseason.
he played okay.
Nobody played good in preseason because we didn't
Nobody.
have a good enough quarterback to
Yeah,
give him
we
the
barely
ball.
played
Sorry, I
any of
should
our
say
starters.
Cody,
preseason
can
practices.
you do me a favor, Cody? Can you
Yeah.
do me?
Practice.
Can you
That's the key word
you
there.
look?
Practice.
Yeah, I
Can
know.
you
That's
look
what I'm
up?
saying.
Can you look up and tell me how many yards Hunter Renfro had this past game?
Not many.
Oh,
I mean, I listen. I'm not hunting on Hunter at all. I'm simply
No.
saying,
This is not about Hunter. It's not about Hunter
right,
Pickle. It's not.
if
It's not about
I
Hunter.
think y'all are
If
missing the
Coker
point.
comes back healthy, let's say he technically can come off IR next week. If he comes back and he's good and he can rock, I'm gonna stick Xavier Legette in the slot, and I'm gonna stick Coker at number 2, and I'm gonna see what happens.
Hunter
Because Coker ain't
Hunter
working at number 2.
Renfro had 6 yards.
Yeah, that's still more than
Hey,
Excel has on the season.
That's
So
terrible. So that's telling me there's something going on with the play calling and the quarterback not able to get these wide receivers involved.
or
They're either throwing it to
the
they're
wide
either throwing it
receivers
to.
coach is an idiot. One of
Well,
those.
but
I
hold
guess Hunter
on,
Renfro's an idiot. I doubt
but
that very
hold
Dude, he
on.
seriously.
throws some
Well, I mean,
horrible
wide
passes to
receivers
y'all,
coach.
Renfro
y'all are
too.
Wide
hold on,
receivers
He
Cody.
did what?
coach.
He did what now? He
Cody,
did what? He did what?
let me go. Let me go here.
But
Somebody
let
said
me
about horrible something.
Oh,
wait,
I said Bryce was throwing some horrible passes to him.
I know you're. Hold up,
So
Drew.
he said the same
Hold
thing
on,
about
Pop. Hold
same
on.
thing
Let
with
him introduce
Excel.
someone. Let him
Thank
Oh, I
you.
know.
introduce.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that
Yo, let
I'm
him
just mentioning that
introduce
as well.
someone, bro. Shut up.
So, well, let me
Jesus
say
Christ.
this though, but we have to make sure that we're being fair and giving necessary criticism to everyone because yes, 30-0, that was impressive, but I think something that should make you feel good, but also give you some pause at the same time is that we left some points on the field. I remember seeing 3 throws by
Yep.
Bryce that I think he wished he would have had back. There was a throw to Hunter Renfro that was behind him on that crossing route, and that would have been a 3rd down conversion. Then later on, there was another throw to Hunter Renfro that was basically a dirt ball. It went to the dirt before it went to his hands. Then I believe it was in the 3rd quarter. Bryce throws a ball to Chuba Hubbard out in the flat, and that would have been a walk-in touchdown. But that ball was too high. It was too high for T-Mac, but it was a little bit too low for Chuba Hubbard. And listen, people think I'm a Bryce Young hater. I'm not. I want to see
You
Bryce
are.
thrive. I want to see Bryce thrive like no one else. But what I am going to say, though, is that if we're going to criticize the receivers, we also have to criticize fairly
The quarterback.
Bryce Young when he doesn't always give the receiver the best chance at the football. Because that is a fair
Can I
assessment.
say this? Can I say this real quick?
Anthony and then Pickle.
We also have to bring in someone. All right, we got to introduce someone. But listen, this offense has been very underwhelming for this so-called offensive-minded head coach. Like, I really felt like watching that game last week. If our defense didn't have the team's back, this game plan would. I mean, I just had no confidence in our offense. Like, we were given short fields. There is no like downfield passing attack. It just, I don't know what our offense is trying to be, and that's kind of where I just look at this like, what are we trying to do? I really
Still
don't have
don't
an
know
answer
either.
for it. We still don't know. Like, I don't know
It's
what
because
this
Bryce
offense.
isn't that good.
There you go. There it is.
I mean, maybe that's it. But the thing is, we saw him play good last year, so I don't know why they're not implementing the things that we did good down the stretch last year.
Get ready to get
It
on.
doesn't make sense to me.
Because
So
people got tape on you now. People got
Yep.
tape on you,
that
and so
doesn't mean that
when
you
you
can stop running.
hold on,
That doesn't mean that you just don't
yeah,
throw downfield. Like that.
well
That's
that's
not
on
what
your
it means, bro.
that's on your quarterback if he's not seeing the open man because
He's
there's
also got an entirely
people
different wide receiver core too.
he does.
yeah
And they got rid of
that's true too.
They
That
traded his best
they
guy. They traded his number one guy. They got rid of him.
that doesn't matter. That got nothing to me. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Bryce
Okay.
Young went to training camp with all these guys.
Mm-hmm. Went on the boat with him too,
All right,
Pickle.
and,
And
and,
swam with
and,
him.
yeah, and listen,
Yeah.
I know that Adam was good, but Adam didn't practice hardly any at all in OTAs or training camp, or even
Adam
in
has like
preseason.
30 yards this year, bro. Like he's
You know,
he's
yeah,
He's
and,
cooked.
and he's not. He's
I
not
don't miss
even
Adam
looking.
for
He's not
anything.
even looking good for the Minnesota. Okay, now
I told y'all he was just a wide receiver 3
in
shoved
my
in a wide
in my
receiver.
opinion, Bryce was too dependent on Adam.
Yes, he was.
But
He was
at the
force
same,
feeding his only
but
competent receiver.
what?
But that
Yeah.
just goes to show, like, when
Okay,
Bryce has competent
okay.
receivers, that he could get them the
T-Mac
ball.
himself dropped a lot of passes the other day.
He
Now,
did.
whether
He
they
did.
were
But
they catchable balls, you have to decide who you want to fanboy on.
Trade him.
T-Mac or
but let's
Bryce.
be honest though, Pickle. Without
So
T-Mac and we drafted
Or
Jalen
we're just
Walker,
gonna
this
ignore the
offense would put
drops.
up 3 points a game.
I'm not saying different on that. Listen, I'm not saying contrary to those out there who want to scream it because it entertains them immensely so much. I'm not a hater on this draft pick. Did I want to draft a wide receiver? No. If I was going to draft a wide receiver, it wouldn't have been T-Mac. But is T-Mac a great wide receiver? I think so. Can he be an elite top of the line receiver? I think so. But I'll be bluntly honest. I've got to see a better quarterback than I've seen the last 3 games.
I
Pickle,
agree.
you know what's
May
gonna
not
happen.
like
You
it,
know what's gonna
but that
you
is
know
the
what's gonna
fact
happen,
of it.
Pickle. They're gonna take T Mac away, and then Bryce gotta figure out where you gonna
And
go with the ball.
then they're going
But
to
you can't
scream.
take T-Mac
We
away.
need more
You
receivers.
can take
We
T
need more
Mac
help.
away.
No, they're
That's
just
No,
what.
you
not. They're
can't.
not
What are you
scheming, bro.
crazy?
And here's the part where I draw the line. Like Bryce hasn't been good this season. Like the numbers are misleading so far
He's
because
been
he has solid
mediocre.
numbers. But it's also this scheme isn't doing like some of the concepts. Like Canales can't scheme someone open for shit, bro. When I watch these other teams, bro, the amount of dudes just running wide open is insane.
Yeah,
Like,
but
Yeah, I've heard that for
Anthony,
years though.
Anthony, let
I
me
really
ask you
have.
this though. Let me ask you, Anthony, just real quick. A guy like Hunter Renfro, a guy like Bryson Tremaine, would they be starting on a lot of these teams or be the second or third
Nope.
option? I don't
No,
think
no,
so.
and that's where
they
I'm
wouldn't
saying
be
like
on the
that's where we just
team.
Right.
lack.
They wouldn't
Exactly.
even be on the
But
practice squad.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying, Alex.
but
Alex, I hear
but
you, bro,
how do
and
you
that's where I'm
improve
saying
that job?
no. Hold on, that's where I'm saying I get it, Alex. It's a combination of like we still don't have the best talent there, but it's like we should have better. We should have NFL talent where I've seen
We
guys
do.
So
We
better.
what's
have
the
enough
excuse? Hold on.
talent to
So
where it's noticeable that
Y'all said
it's
the
just
same
complete
thing
coach
about
and malpractice
wa-
compared to the
watch this, Cody.
NFL.
Say it again,
So what's
JJ.
the
Say it again for the people
Like
in the
the
JJ?
back.
Panthers,
Check this out.
hold on, Papa, real quick. The
Say,
entire David Tepper era, the Panthers have just like been unable to utilize their talent to the way the rest of the
Cody, I
NFL
can't hear
can.
nobody.
Like we're just outdated. Wait, y'all
yes,
can't hear me?
I no, I heard
I
you.
hope Cole said
No,
that.
that was Cole.
Yeah,
Come
I
JJ.
in,
heard
I
come
Cole
Speak
say
in,
it
that.
Cole.
back,
but
bro.
that's
Speak
funny
it
that
back.
y'all say that. But what is Drake May issue? Because he's throwing for 200, 300 yards a game, and
Drake
he
May
don't
has
have
Mike
he.
Vrabel.
Yeah, Drake
He's a
May.
defensive coach. What are you
And
talking
zero
No,
wide
about?
He's
receivers.
a legit coach. He's a
He
former
has
Mike,
0
head coach
wide
of the year.
receivers.
Mike
He's a
Vrabel is
former head coach
massively
of the year. What are
overrated.
you talking about,
No,
bro?
Mike
Mike
Vrabel
Vrabel's
is not
massively
Don't
overrated.
say
the
Mike
New England.
Vrabel like he's chump
Mike
change,
Where
bro.
he
That's
okay?
not
What has
fair.
Mike
Hold
Vrabel
on,
did in
hold on.
the NFL? How many rings he got?
Let me
We
bring
better
something
win
up.
this week because
He
I
got a
guarantee
ring when he
Mike
was a
Vrabel.
player, bro. What you
JJ,
mean?
Well,
No,
if they
I
don't
said
make
as a
the
coach. I didn't say
playoffs,
as a player.
let
He
me
He was
hold
wasn't
on
a
the
you.
coach.
Titans. What'd you
Let,
expect?
let me hold
and,
you. Let me
and,
hold
and
you.
That
the New England
I expect
Patriots.
to win if I'm a Titans
JJ,
fan, right?
JJ.
He
So the
was
New
And
winning.
y'all realize,
He
and
was winning. He
y'all
was in
better.
an AFC championship.
Yeah,
When?
exactly, bro. Y'all
How,
better
how many
He
start.
times he been
lost.
there?
He lost to Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship. Bro could
What
have
Yeah,
year
went
with
was
to the
Ryan
this?
Super Bowl.
Tannehill. With Ryan Tannehill at quarterback.
Literally with Ryan Tannehill, bro.
1990.
How many years ago was
He
this?
went. He went on
He
the
Yeah.
road
also
and beat
lost
a
in the.
14-win
He was also
Ravens
to the
team, bro.
Giants.
What are you
Wow.
talking about?
Extra lotion.
Drake May is second in completion percentage. He's third in success rate. He's number 8 in estimated points per attempt.
I
And the
say this,
Patriots,
Cody?
the Patriots
Drake May's
can't.
also a good player.
But the
Yeah,
Patriots
Drake May's a
right
good
now
player.
the Patriots can't run the ball. They're 32 in estimated points per attempt, and they're 27th in success rate. So right now, the Patriots offense is completely dependent upon Drake May and their
There you
passing
go.
attack.
Can I
There
say
you
this?
go.
Hold on,
and
Cody.
they're
And we're a drop back.
3.
We're a drop back defense, so we should be
They're,
able to
they're,
stop the pass.
they're number 3 in the league with the most penalties called.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we better win.
they're about 30 in tackling. They're literally 30 in tackling.
Yeah,
Let
we
me
match
say
up
this.
well. Like
Very
our
bad
strength.
So
tacklers.
team
They're
Mac
very bad
legacy game.
tacklers. And listen, y'all, I live in Tennessee. I watch the Titans all the time. I don't, not that I want to, but it's there.
Buns.
I read about Titans all the time. I talk to a bunch of Titan fans. Y'all have this love affair for Mike Vrabel because he was stud on the Patriots, on the New England Patriots back when Tom Brady was quarterback and Bill Belichick actually
What?
could coach a good defense. Now,
Did
that
you
being
just say we
said,
like Vrabel because of his playing career and
yes,
Yeah,
I
not
no,
because
did.
of
I
his
did
head
say that.
coaching
You damn
career?
right I said that.
That's not true. That's just
that's
Because
not
not
true.
let me
true.
tell you what.
People
If
like
Mike
Vrabel
was
as
as
a head
good of
coach
a
because of
coach,
his coaching resume.
Y'all
okay,
realize,
As
what
soon
did
as
he
soon as
do?
he went to Tennessee, he rebuilt.
exactly. He
And,
rebuilt
and
Ryan
what and
Yeah,
what
Tannehill.
have they
Think about
won?
it.
What have they
he
won?
Shit.
They
rebuilt
are
them. He
trash.
What have
rebuilt
we
Cody,
them.
won,
Cody,
bro?
they are telling me that the
Y'all
Titans are
realize,
the bomb.
The
y'all
Bro,
Like they the
bro,
Titans
realize,
are
shit. They
y'all
are
bro, let me,
realize,
trash.
y'all
wait,
What
realize,
the
let me,
y'all.
hold on, let me jump in here. I
Oh
also
my.
think that you do have to mention that they had a prime Derrick Henry and they had a prime AJ Brown
and how
on
many
that
rings they got?
offense
And how
that
many
helped.
Super Bowl appearances have they been to?
I
None.
agree. I
Trash.
No,
agree.
let me say this right now. Y'all better hold this shit on Sunday, because if Mike Vrabel will coach circles around Dave Canales, bro. I guarantee it. Like I wish
Now
Mike
see,
Vrabel. I wish.
You're,
No,
you're not proving it.
hold on, pickle.
What
Hold on,
point? What point are you proving?
he would make a
hold on. I wish Mike Vrabel was our coach. I wanted him over Canales, but David Tepper told him to fuck off because Mike Vrabel would have given him the middle finger and told him to let
What
me
you
run
doing?
the team I want to run it. So I'm sorry. Like I get it. People are we're overrating. We're doing this again. We're undermining other coaches that are clearly better than what we have because we feel entitled. Like guys,
I didn't say he wasn't a better coach than what we got. I'm just telling you that the
I
Tennessee
never
Titans ain't
said
he
that
shit.
either.
hasn't won anything, but a lot of
Okay,
teams, a
that
lot
means
of
you ain't
coaches in the
shit.
league haven't won anything. Kyle
Well, I'm not
Shanahan
about to hype
hasn't
them
won
up and make
anything.
them something, try to make them like they're something that they're not.
But
We're more
I'm
yeah,
just
relevant
saying
than
he's a
they've
good coach.
been.
Like
what's a good
Uh,
coach? What's a good coach?
a coach that consistently will get the best out of your players when you have injuries, a coach that creates a good culture, a coach that, again, no matter what your quarterback situation is, keeps the games competitive. And I'll tell you that Ryan Tannehill was the main reason that he didn't go farther in the playoffs,
Yeah,
especially in
no,
2022.
I just want to know because I think Matt LaFleur is a really good coach, but I mean they haven't won anything either. I mean
You
that
also got to
so
remember he sunk them too. He traded off AJ Brown. Like, he gave up a lot of talented players
he
because of
did.
his ego. So
no,
he got
no,
rid of.
no, no, no. Excuse me. I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Right.
Mike Vrabel did not do that. The GM did
Right.
that.
Vrabel didn't
Well,
Without
yeah,
want to get
same.
rid of Derrick
without
Henry
Mike
or
Vrabel's
AJ Brown.
without Mike Vrabel's and that same GM shows up on XM radio a lot. And he was asked that by a fan, and he said no. That was totally my decision. Mike did not want to do that, and adamantly opposed that.
By the way, there was a clip of Mike Vrabel during that draft when they traded Brown, and you could clearly see Vrabel was like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck are we doing over here, dude?"
Y'all need to understand something. I don't disrespect Mike Vrabel, and I think he's a good head coach. I do. I just think so. I think when he went to the Titans, they were under a different mind frame. They went and got Derrick Henry. They also had Johnson behind right next to him. They had a 1-2 punch at running back similar to what we had, Jonathan DeAngelo Williams, and they actually used it. That Ryan Tannehill wasn't a franchise quarterback. He was a guy who wasn't going to fuck him up when he played. That's exactly how they viewed it. Mike Vrabel put everything on defense. When the GM started making Mike put effort into the offense, that's when Mike started getting disgruntled because Mike, even the last year or two he was with the Titans, he wanted to rebuild his defense with every pick and every cap dollar he could. And they says, we got to get a quarterback. We got to put some money on the offense. And Mike had an argument with the owner and the GM, and they just
Yeah,
let him
they
go.
drafted Will
Yeah,
Levis.
Mike
They
Vrabel
dra-
was so popular that,
they,
I
dra-
know they
they
sucked his and
drafted
they
they
always have.
drafted Will
But
Levis. Didn't they also draft Malik
Mayonnaise
Willis
man.
too?
they did. They
Yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm not saying they're smart. Don't misunderstand that. But
For Vrabel, I think we
and
just went Vrabel. We didn't go Vrabel because that's
but
like
let's be real. Mike Vrabel spent a year without coaching because nobody would hire him.
that's what I'm saying.
Let's
I
be
Yeah,
real
think
but
about
that's
that.
what you do when you
Yeah, because
move on
he
from
wants
your
more power.
job.
He wants
You
more
take the
power.
year off
He
and
wants the power
finish
like a
it.
Yeah,
GM.
and he wanted complete power. And let's be
Yeah,
real.
he wanted complete
Y'all are
power.
ignoring it. Ain't Mike Vrabel that's making that offense go in New England.
well, I
It's
think they
the
wanted to get away
offensive
from.
coordinator, Mike McDaniels.
No, Josh
I
That's
think
McDaniels.
that's making.
I think Drake
Oh,
Mays
yeah,
is good. Like
Mike. Excuse me, Josh.
I think Drake Mays is
Now,
just a good player.
well,
I
you know
agree.
what? He may be, but you know what? Have I told a Patriot
His wide
guy
receivers get
today
more than
online?
2 yards. 6 yards.
He got to
Vra-
prove it.
I
And
think for
throwing a
I think
bunch
we
of
didn't.
interceptions as he has already and fumbling the ball ain't dilly do. And if I can't make Bryce Young an excuse for the offensive line, I'd be damned if I'm gonna let any other team do it.
Yeah, I'm still gonna give. I
Because
think Canales still needs time. Honestly, this is the second year, and guys are like already jumping off the boat for Canales, and I don't think that's
Well,
fair to him. I
I
think
think
Bryce Young has stepped.
Well,
I think
Everybody,
Bryce Young has taken a
all of them
step
needs to
forward.
develop.
hold on.
Coaches need to develop. Players need to
Yo, can
develop.
you let Alex finish?
Yeah, let Alex finish. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Alex.
no, I'm just saying I don't like to just get rid of just shine off these coaches like right away, because it's like we've been doing that as a franchise and it hasn't worked out. And the same thing goes for players. Like, I mean, it's Bryce. To me, I know it's Bryce's third year, but that first year was a shit show. That wasn't to me. That wasn't Bryce. That was a shell of Bryce, and it was just the organization. You see the players that Bryce had around him, they're not even on a roster. They're sitting on the couch like you and I. Like, these guys aren't even on a team. So it's like, to me, we're taking steps in the right direction. We're finally starting to rebuild the right way, where it's like, yeah, it looks a little rough right now. We did get a win last week. We showed some improvement week 2. It does look a little rough, but we just got to be patient. Honestly, that's where I'm at. Is patience is key for this franchise.
I think everybody, like the people that are pumping for that liked Vrabel are some old school Panthers fans, because that's like a traditional style coach that we've had. One that
I just
strong
want a guy
defense,
that
and like we end up with a poor offense. I think that's what the idea of Canales is that we haven't really. I mean, the last two have been offensive, quote unquote, minded coaches.
and the offense has
Granted,
been horrible.
I don't know. I agree. I'm just saying that's, even though the whole Frank Reich experiment was a disaster, you can't really label that on Canales yet, because I think that they're going to end up, if this season goes south, I think they're going to end up with a different quarterback. I think they'll probably keep Bryce on, but I think they'll pick up a quarterback in round 1. If we end up with, like, say 5 wins, I think we'll go QB in round 1.
I disagree with that. I think the move. Sorry to cut you
I'm not
off.
saying that's the move. I'm saying that's what's probably going
Well,
to
let
happen.
me let Anthony go, and then I'm gonna jump in after Anthony real quick.
I don't even want to speculate on that. Like, listen, I know what Alex is saying. I have my own trepidations about Canales. I've explained it in different videos, different pods. I don't want to talk about him anymore. But I think the move is to get like the Sam Darnold type of guy and continue to build the roster. I don't know if I'm ready to just trust this team. I don't know if Canales is ready.
Who would that be, Anthony?
See, I don't know. That's what I don't know yet.
There's
There's
not one available.
There's always QB movement every offseason. So like we'll see. But my point is like I don't know if that's smart for Canales to go into his third year relying on a rookie quarterback. Like I just don't know, man. I don't know. But go ahead, Pickle. I just don't.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I understand that entirely, and I'm not out for letting Canales go. Don't misunderstand that. Canales is learning. Damn, Cole, you good. We got two of you on here, but that's double the price for one. But we Canales is learning to be a offensive coordinator / head coach. And technically he's not an offensive coordinator, but he calls the plays and he does everything. Let me just put this where it's at. Y'all, could the problem be that Brad Isnick, who actually technically runs the office, he does everything an offensive coordinator does, except on game day he don't call plays. As far as through the week, teaching the players what to do against this defense, that's exactly what Brad Isnick does.
Let me get Cole in on this, and then I gotta take care of some business. Go ahead, Cole.
Cody, you might have to come back to me. My shit is tweaking terrible. I can't hear nothing.
All right, no problem, bro. But hey, man, listen. If y'all really want to tell me what y'all think about this offense, bro, one of the best ways to quite literally put the money where your mouth is Underdog Fantasy. Playing Underdog Fantasy is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash with playing as little as $1. And to give you an example of what we're talking about, I'm going to pitch this one to y'all. We're talking about Bryce and what we expect him to do and how we expect him to rebound. Bryce Young is listed at 206.5 passing yards on Underdog Fantasy. Do y'all think that's a good number, or would y'all go higher or lower? Like, how are you feeling about Bryce against this Patriots defense? And here, I haven't put it up. You can look at any of these numbers I have up on screen, and you tell me if there's a certain stat that you would go higher or lower on.
I like the 1.5, the over passing touchdowns. I like that.
Touchdowns higher. Yep. We say higher or lower when reading the Underdog. Go ahead.
I like the rushing yards. I think he can get at least 14.5 yards rushing. That's the only thing I'm gonna.
And I would love. I agree with Pickle. That'll be the only way I'm betting on Bryce.
Yeah, I would love to see him throw 3 or 4 touchdowns, or even 2 touchdowns. But he ain't so far this year, so I don't see why he's starting out.
Yeah, I mean he's got 5 total touchdowns through 3 games. I think he could hit it. I think this game's going to be actually balanced. Like, I think we're actually going to have to throw down the field to score points this week. Because I think the Patriots
Hey, Anthony, you're sort of muffled all of a sudden, bro.
It's because he was talking about Bryce. That's why he was muffled.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I think the game is going to be more imbalanced. So I honestly like Alex's take there. I do. I also think they gotta figure out how to get T-Mac in the end zone, man.
Absolutely.
I don't know how we haven't done something for him yet at the goal.
Hey, speaking of T-Mac, Underdog has him at 65.5 receiving yards. I mean, he's been around that number the past few weeks in a row. I mean, he's had higher in a couple of those games. Is this the game that he's finally able to get a tud? They have him at 0.5, either rushing or receiving touchdown. Would y'all go higher or lower on that? Is this the game where he finally gets that tud?
Is he playing?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, it would suck to put in a bet and he doesn't play.
Yeah.
But I like the touchdown here. I think it happens this week. And I like the higher on that and the higher on the 4.5 catches.
Yeah.
This is a pretty line. I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty low line.
I mean, in Atlanta, he had
the receptions. To me, the receptions, I would really hit the higher on those receptions. Looking at
I think he catches more balls.
In Atlanta, he caught 3 balls. He was targeted 8 times, but he only caught 3 balls. In Jacksonville, he was targeted 5 times and caught 9. And Arizona, he was targeted 6 times and caught 10.
Yeah.
So
How can you be targeted 5 times and catch 9?
Pickle's reversing. He means the opposite.
oh yeah, you're right.
My bad, man. I've been smoking.
No, you ain't bad. I'm the bad guy.
Now, but hold on. What do y'all think about this defense? They have Trevion Henderson.
Or something going
They
on.
have Trevion Henderson at
Delirium, maybe.
37 and a half rushing yards. Who is willing to be ballsy enough to take the lower on that number?
I'll tell you this.
I take it. I don't bet, so
I'm not. He'll get that in one play.
No, I think he's going to get the receiving yards is what you're looking at here. I don't know
Receiving
about
yard, 14 and a
And
half.
the receptions.
Yeah, I think he's going to get a little screen pass. That's kind of, I noticed that's something we've struggled with so far is the little screens to the running backs. I will say that.
Yeah.
We did do better last week though, because we blew up a lot of screen passes last week. But that ain't our consistent.
You're right. You're right. Maybe that's because we were playing Bijan, so he just made the play anyways. But I still think Trevion could be a solid player, so you never know.
Well, listen, man, download. Hold on, Pickle. Download the app today and sign up for promo code C3P to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code C3P, man. That helps us out tremendously. It helps this podcast continue to grow. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog, make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska,
People got
19 plus
lucky
in
early
Colorado
on,
for
better
some
pick
games,
them.
21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates.
Yeah, he was
Terms
talking
apply.
down on Mike
See
Vrabel's name, I'm not gonna lie.
assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, and Pennsylvania.
We
Concerned with your
good?
play?
We
Call
good?
1-800-GAMBLER
Is the
or
show
visit
still going?
ncpgambling.org. In
Yeah,
New York,
yo,
call the
can
24/7 Hope
yo,
line
is that-
Can y'all not hear that?
HOPE-NY
No.
or text
No.
HOPE-NY 467-369.
That's weird. I wonder if StreamYard is having some issues. Thank you,
Something,
Underdog Fantasy. Yeah, I was playing the little disclaimer thing
All
that we
I
had
heard
to
was
play.
Anthony Leggett. I didn't hear anything else.
they were playing the little.
Yeah, we
Underdog
had to
thing.
play the little Underdog.
Instead of Cody or whoever reading.
I hope that came through on YouTube.
Well, I heard
It
but I
did.
don't know.
It what?
Yeah. I don't. I
It
didn't.
didn't. I ain't hear nothing. Yeah, that's why I was like, "Hello." I
Bro,
thought it
that's
was
still
dead quiet.
fucking dumb. I don't know why.
I did it. I heard it in my but I don't know.
Okay. Real quick. Y'all not hear. I think it was.
But hold that thought, Pickle. If they didn't hear it on YouTube, I need to read it. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms DFS.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line or 1-877-8-HOPE New York or text HOPE NY to 467-369. Now they're saying they heard it, but whatever. They got another one. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it was J.C. Horn. It might have been one of the safeties. They were talking that the deal with the Atlanta game and catching them on these screens is because watching film, they realized that every time, I can't remember his name, the Atlanta quarterback, Penis, every time he would get under pressure, he would throw it sideways. He would just throw it sideways, dump it off pass. So they set the entire defense up for that way, and it worked.
All right, boys, are y'all ready for some rage bait? Are y'all ready to rage a little bit? Because this is what some I don't know if they're B reporters or if they're just some Patriots people talking on Massachusetts radio. This is what people think of the Panthers in Massachusetts, boys.
Put them on a pitch count, and then if it's third down and you want them to play Tet McMillan because he's really their only option, and you could even give him some safety help and probably still be fine across the board because this Panthers offense, guys, is just, I mean, they've got an argument for the least talented team in football. I truly believe that. 30-point win last week, notwithstanding.
Casual.
I've never had less respect for a 30-point victory in the NFL in my life than that game last week. Did you watch any of that game or see any of the highlights or anything?
Yeah, and it's a phony win.
Just gifted.
It's a phony 30-point win.
They were gifted 30 points. Michael Penix
just go watch
throwing late into the flat,
Yeah.
like just handing them a pick six to a guy that's about 4 yards away from him.
Now that was kind of true because they had Ray McLeod wide open on the pick six. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but then whatever.
The receiver fall down leads to another pick. It was a disaster. A disaster for Atlanta. I'm not giving them a lot of respect because they beat the Falcons 30-0.
You don't have to believe us. Just go watch like the condensed game of that game. It's ugly. It's 30.
We beat them. I'm giving them the work.
Dolphins.
If we beat them, I'm giving them the work.
30-0 blowout win. It's fake.
I've got it.
It's a
Shared
fake
them up
win.
and favored
That
them.
doesn't count.
Every
this
one of
weekend.
them.
You're
You're
All
right.
right.
If we
So
beat
what
them,
y'all think,
I'm
boys?
going at their ass.
I'm
I'ma
gonna
say
rip
this.
them. I'm gonna get blocked by them dumb sons of bitches.
I'm gonna say this. I think this is where I go back to what I was saying earlier. Like, I need this team to build on last week and come out here with the same mentality we had last week. Because last year, remember, we came off that hot game versus the Raiders, and then we were on that 5-game skid. And it's like this year, I feel like we have to win these games that we have coming up. Like, these are
Absolutely.
all games that we should win, especially with the back half schedule. I know you got the Saints twice in the back half and the Falcons again, but like, you still need to win these these games, man. So I think, like, if you want to shut these guys up, we got to come out here and show them that last week wasn't a fluke.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, the way they put it, as far as the offense goes, it's like, okay, we talk about, like, there is, like, as far as the name players go, we don't have, like, someone that's, like, except, you know, a guy like Tet. But, like, for the most part, everyone else has been our offense has been somewhat not the greatest. But they didn't really put it that way. They were just saying, like, it's absolutely garbage. They don't have anybody. I don't believe that at all. I mean, everyone was thinking that Atlanta was actually like a division favorite. A lot of people thought Atlanta was going to win the division this year, and they still can. But I'm just saying that, like, for us to come out and win a division game at home, I mean, that to me that was an impressive win last week. But yeah, like Anthony alluded to, we got to stack the wins. We got to keep stacking. We got to keep going.
And by the way, there's no better opponent to do it against than these loudmouth fucking Patriots fans, dude. They're the Patriots are easily one of the most annoying professional fan bases in all of sports across any of them, dude. They're so annoying. Hey, bro, let me welcome in my boy JD back on the free for all. JD, what's up, brother? How you living, man?
Ooh, hey, can you hear me, man?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear, brother.
Hey, man, I've been on Twitter. A little bit more than I have been in the past, and loudmouth Patriot fans is one way of describing these fools. Like, I need the Panthers this Sunday to lay the wood to bring that belt they took into Bank of America against the Falcons. I need them to bring that same energy and put these motherfuckers in their place. I get it. You had a very storied run with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. The Patriots over the last 15 years been a much more winning organization than the Panthers. But y'all got to understand, like, I was having a conversation with one fan. Bro, just go back and look at how our offense specifically looked to close out last year. Go and look at the last the 3 games of this season. Week 1, shot ourselves in the foot, 3 turnovers. You can't win like that. Week 2, you spot the Cardinals 10 points and you made a game of it in the second half. Week 3, I could be wrong here, but I see a team building momentum, not unlike what the Panthers did last year under Canales. They built momentum. Last year was more so on the offense. This year, I think the defense might have been better out the gate had the offense not turned the ball over the way that they did in the first 2 games. But you see, play complimentary football week 3, and the Falcons wasn't even in it. I do believe that Drake May is a better quarterback than the young man in Atlanta. But these Patriots fans are out here. Homie was talking about Chuba Hubbard's the only good player we have. Like Derek Brown don't exist. J.C. Horn don't exist. Right? Like, my God, like when I say I need this
Yeah.
win, I need this
Same.
shit like a crackhead need crack,
Yeah,
man. Like this,
that's back.
I need these motherfuckers to be humble.
Slow
Like
down, buddy.
I've graduated into a point of my life where being humble and being quiet, I don't see those as the same two things. Like I'm
It's not.
confident in my team. I'm extremely confident in what the Panthers can be this season. I was
Yes,
disappointed
sir.
in them in week one. I was disappointed in them in week two, but I wasn't disheartened. Again, I saw what I saw last year. I don't need anybody to tell me what I saw. I see the same thing starting to happen here. Offensively, we didn't play our best game against the Falcons, or their score would have been a hell of a lot more lopsided. So it's going into this game. I think they said Chuba's questionable, McMillan's questionable. I'm interested in seeing how Canales and company go into that this upcoming Sunday who's active, because this could be a game where you see Jimmy Horn Jr. And
Yeah, I hope so.
my personal opinion is if you see Jimmy out there on the field, I don't want him in the slot. I want him as the primary dude. I don't know if that's where he's been taking reps. I think I've read somewhere where he was elevated, he was taking reps with the ones this week. I want to see Jimmy as the primary read. If he's out there, let him feel the shoot. Like let's see what we have, because I feel like the young man is very capable of. You talk about having the speed to take the top off the defense, and then he catches with his hands. He's fearless across the middle. So if there's a week that you want to see somebody get plugged in, let it be Jimmy Horn, and give him those reps that'll allow him to show what he can do. But I need these Patriots fans to be humble, something fierce.
Yes, sir, man. Dude, I so badly want to beat this team in particular. I want to ride that momentum. I want to get to 2-2. We deserve it, man. We need it. Cole, do I got you back in here, bro? Big Cole, do I got you? Cole's having problems, man.
I want them Patriot fans to eat their words. That's what I want.
Same, man. I want them all to eat their
Yeah.
Antoine. Yeah, go ahead, Papa.
No. I'm just trying to see if you can hear. I'm mute my mic. Go ahead.
No, man, like shout out to Twan Don in the chat. Says it's not just Patriots fans, it's a whole state of Massachusetts, and you are not
Yo,
wrong.
he ain't lying.
No,
He
you
is
are
not
not
lying,
wrong.
Cody.
Some of the most
No, I swear
arrogant,
for you.
ignorant fans, bro.
Look, if I didn't have family in Massachusetts, bro, I would say throw the whole daggum state away. I don't
Yeah.
like clam chowder. It's too daggone cold. Screw the Red Sox. There's a little racism in there. Look, it's just a melting pot of everything I don't need. So
Yeah.
we just gonna say that it's that state over there. But the only thing that I really wanted to chime in with, because I kind of spoke on the Patriots earlier when I first got on or whatever, and I still stand by it. If we stay disciplined on the defensive line, maintain the lanes, the edges set the edge where May is not leaking out with his feet or whatever, and just keep him off his marks, we have an extraordinary chance of winning that game. But also with me saying that, please, almost like I think Anthony said previously or whatever, right? Let's not sleep on the schemes and the game plan that Patriots defense is going to bring towards our offense. So don't be surprised if maybe that first quarter and maybe the early part of the second quarter, our defense is what's winning it for us,
Yeah.
us to have some time to figure out and adjust what they're throwing. Because I'm going to tell you now, they're going to be throwing blitzes from all different types of directions. You're going to see secondary members coming in the blitz, and it's going to be important for the pre-snap calls. And, thank God last week that they did a great job on pre-snap calls for what Atlanta was trying to do to us. They're going to most definitely need a repeat this week. We just got to have that energy. I don't care if we get down early, as long as we are putting in that effort, giving that energy like we gave against Atlanta, we're going to be in a position to make the plays. And the main thing is is being in the position to make the plays. We did leave some food on the table last week. We want to get some more of that food off the table and maximize our chances of winning. But I tell you guys, I've been watching Drake May since UNC. And I'm going to tell you now, if you want to beat him, get him off of his marks. And if he can't take off and run to try to affect their offense, and you can get to him early, you will neutralize him where somebody else has to beat you. And even last week in that close game they were in or whatever, right? Like Drake May, Drake May had a couple of plays where he just leaked out. And when he leaked out, it affected their offense greatly. So the main thing is to have the energy and be disciplined.
Yeah.
I got a question
going into this
for
game,
D Money.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
I'm predicting we're gonna get one pick, but who do you say that we're gonna put on to take care of that tight end that he loves to throw to?
It'll just be a combination of guys, to be quite honest, just however they got it schemed up. I don't think it's going to be a dedicated guy. If it's going to be somebody out of our linebacking core, it's going to have to be Wallace because he's the most athletic out them boys playing in the middle. But I could see times where we might see Richardson on him. We might see Morig on him. And not trying to be funny, and I ain't trying to make y'all laugh me off the show or whatever, but Nick Scott played a competent game last week. And if he can carry that over, I feel good about maintaining the tight end. But I'm gonna tell you now, Drake also, once he starts taking off to try to run, his vision narrows and he will make bad throws. So the most important part is getting that pressure. Old Scourton and Umanmielen and D Brown, Bobby Brown, and all the Browns and everybody on that line, if they bring the hell, we can win this game.
How does
Like
Will
everybody
Campbell look?
says,
Has anybody seen how Will Campbell looks?
But he's
he's
not very.
average. He's been average to me.
He looked like in my
I
opinion,
would
a lot
say
like Icky.
I
I
would
put a
say
speed guy on.
For our defensive front, similar to how I was saying for the offense, more so last week about Bryce finding recapturing the rhythm he had last year. Um, Again, keep talking about last year, but those last couple of stretches of game offensively, you saw that the offense could pretty much score at will, and Bryce was orchestrating things at a masterful level. Our offense thus far hasn't found that rhythm, and Bryce himself has been off. I was listening to the show earlier when Cody was talking about the throws to Renfro, and it
Yeah.
seems like Bryce, outside of targeting the I said this in the group chat also, outside of when Bryce is targeting McMillan and the tight ends as a whole, he's off to almost every other receiver. Like the catches that Bryson Tremaine has made, those have just been great focus on Bryce on Tremaine's part. Like I think the first pass that Bryce sent his way, it was behind him, but he made a great one-handed catch, brought it in. For our defensive line, same thing. It's a rhythm. With us now going into this game, and we're expecting Princely and Nick to be the starters. I feel as though the combination of those two guys being able to get more reps will allow them and the D line as a whole to again get a rhythm, a feel for one another. Brown and Robinson from last week. I remember watching the game, seeing it when it was happening live. Those two in the interior are wreaking havoc. Like
Yeah.
their flow to the ball, and again, I think specifically going into this game with Umanmielen, with Scourton being the starters, there's going to be a rhythm that's going to start to develop on that defensive line that you Evero. I don't think Evero is stupid. He's going to see it, and he's going to be left with no choice but to start those guys going forward because we didn't have a pass rush. Like we didn't have high sack numbers against the Falcons. But that pocket, I think back first quarter, it was a well-timed call by Evero. He sent Morig on a blitz. Uh, Penix got the ball off, but right as he did, Morig popped. And then a couple plays later, Brown got him. Throughout that game, though they didn't get sacks, that pocket was constantly collapsing. Like all the talk about the Falcons, they were just bad in that game. There was a reason why Penix was so bad. You go back again to last year when we played them, Penix looked a lot better because he had a hell of a lot more time in the pocket. The combination of getting to him early and then him feeling the pressure of that pocket collapsing, I don't think that this week, in regards to getting to May, I think they will get to him. I don't want to give a number. I do believe that the pass rush will pick up and they will be able to get some sacks this game, but it won't be a single guy just destroying their offensive line. It'll come from that entire D line as a whole. Like Derek Brown half a sack and Princely half a sack on one play, and Robinson half a sack and Scout. I mean, there's going to be I know it's not new addition, but there's going to be a meeting in that in that
Are you
backfield.
saying that they have? Are you saying they have sacks? Because we only have one sack this year.
Oh yeah, I mean multiple sacks by the defensive line, but it's going to be by combination, like multiple guys getting there. Just the defensive line. What I saw last week against the Falcons, specifically with the pocket being collapsed. Not to mention there were a ton of flags that I feel like the referees just decided not to throw. Because I saw on a few plays Derek Brown, like guys being pulled down. Like they were getting, our defensive line was getting the better of their offensive line. And on their offensive lineman's way to the ground, they would just grab our dudes and pull them down with them. And no flags. If one of two things are going to happen, either referees are going to call the game fairly and those flags are going to come, or you're going to have to let the guy go. And then they're just, hey, Drake, run. Like Degrassi type shit. Run, Drake, run.
They need to stop being nice. And I mean that literally. And if somebody, Patriot fan, gets offended, they just gonna get offended. But Patrick Pickle ain't gonna be nice today. Fuck them bitches up. We used to carry a baseball bat to the game, especially against the Jets. Take you about 10 baseball. Every player have their own baseball bat. Fuck them bitches up. When you hit that quarterback, you hit him to make sure if he gets up, he thinks twice before he gets up.
Let him not ever want to come back to Charlotte.
And he going to jail.
You aim for the kneecap.
How much you willing to bet that Penix felt more red?
On the offensive lineman. And I'll tell you this, and yeah, maybe I'm stupid. I've been called a lot worse by, I'm sure, better people. But I believe the Atlanta Falcons have a better offensive line than the New England Patriots. One of their starters ain't even playing. A few of their starters, offensive linemen, ain't playing. I don't want to see no simple tackles. I want to see some personal flags thrown on the Panthers because they hit them bitches too hard and too much.
That's a 15-yard penalty.
Well,
It was worth it. It was worth it.
If the quarterback has to go back to the locker room to get an X-ray, that 15-yard penalty won't hurt you too bad.
Hey, let me welcome somebody into the show.
Oh, hell, we about to get suspended like hell.
Yeah, hey, let me welcome somebody.
That's why Pickle ain't the coach.
Let me welcome somebody into the show. We got Driver. Driver, what's up, bro?
What a do? What a do? Everybody doing all right tonight?
Yeah, sir. How you doing, brother?
All right. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man,
just
tell me
here,
about-
man. Trying to give y'all a man. I appreciate y'all content, man. I always peep you out, and
Appreciate
I just want to shout out the show, man, and let y'all know that y'all doing a wonderful job, especially just touching on different topics involved around the Panthers. Y'all always move
Yes, sir.
around and try to give everybody a different perspective on the team. So I appreciate you guys, man.
Yeah, man, we appreciate you. Tell me about this matchup with the Patriots, man. What do the Panthers need to do to get a big time W on the road in Foxborough?
I mean, this week we're coming into Foxborough, a team that's haven't really established the culture of winning at home yet. So I look at us as continue doing what we've been doing based on the last two games, playing great defense, making plays on defense for us, interceptions. I feel like that's gonna carry. We ranked number 1 in defensive touchdowns and number 3 in interceptions for his defense. So I know that type of defense carries on the road. And the way we played against, which Bijan, one of the best backs in the league, and just, limit him to some yardage, I feel like our defense gonna step up. And
Yeah.
I'm just looking at a defense on the Patriots side that hasn't really got their continuity together. So I'm really focused on our run game, and we're gonna, our tight ends, and which is everybody know about T-Mac. So we able to get 20 to 30 yards if need be in the drive, and our kicker is playing lights out. So I just love our chances this week, just in every phase of the game.
Yeah.
I just love our chances.
Hey man, I'm also glad that you mentioned that kicker. Don't y'all feel like we finally have a kicker now? Ryan Fitzgerald
He
doing
might
his
win us the
thing,
game
man.
Sunday.
Bro,
I
this
don't
dude is
jinx
the
it, man.
man.
That's why I don't talk about him like that, because I feel like I
I
talk
think he's
about
gonna
him
win
and
some
then he
games
don't
for
go
us.
south.
Oh
Yeah.
no, we can talk about the kicker and just specifically specifically keep it to how he was doing his kickoff, bro. Like first
Yeah,
and foremost, I do want
That
to get him man his props for that
knuckleball.
57 yarder.
NFL teams can't handle that knuckleball.
Well, they're doing
Only
Hey,
two
baseball
teams
pitches
run
with
it.
a kick.
Only
I
two
know,
that,
teams
isn't
that's
that
run
what
it.
what's
that's
up?
that's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, oh nah, he's just the way I was thinking he was kicking it to a spot on the field, and obviously if you'd have seen enough footballs hit the ground, you know that when it does, that thing can do just about anything. It can go wherever. It has a mind of its own. Only to then go get taught some things. I'm online. I'm looking. I'm watching. I'm reading, and it's like, nah. He's purposely he's playing soccer. He's playing baseball when he's kicking this shit off. He's kicking it and then it's dropping in the air. Like that the fact that they have enough confidence in him to say, "Hey, go do your thing." And how many times did you see the Falcons returners like not just muff the ball, but there's one that stood out to me where dude ran up, he runs up the catch it, the ball lands almost directly in between him and the other guy. He has to turn and run back, and by the time he gets his hands on it, Van Martin Scott from Maine, a number of special teams guys are down there to meet him. Like I'm with you, Cody. I really do believe that and it's a sign that we're trending in the right direction. We got we have a potential franchise kicker.
I love it, man. I feel like there's been a curse on this team since we let go of Harrison Butker the first time, and I love Rashak in the comments. He says, Butker who? Let me bring that up. Is it Butker who? I love that, bro. Love that. Hey,
That's the thing. Like, if that young man keeps up what he's doing, you're gonna be like NFL teams. When you talk about football, specifically, we start talking about special teams. He's gonna be in that conversation of the best of the best. Like I don't I look around the league and you look at teams again that have had success. They sustain that success. They have well-established kickers. Their kickers are amongst the best of the best. Say what you will about Butker, but Butker's been one of the best kickers in the league. Prior to his, I don't know what. I'm not even trying to crack jokes about it, but old boy that was with the Ravens for the longest amount of time. Like I've cracked the joke enough to the point where I don't want to crack it anymore. But yeah, the whole massage parlor thing, like prior to all of that, he was one of the best kickers. Like,
yeah.
again, I'm not trying to crack jokes about it, but I just need Fitzgerald to stay the fuck away from massage parlors and just keep doing what you're doing on the field, dude.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
You could see like that he's very cool, calm, and collective when he's kicking these field goals. I mean, like, and Pickle and Cole know. They know that and I don't care what anyone says. I loved Eddie P on this team, and I know a lot of people didn't like him. I know he didn't have the leg. But you know what?
You liked his haircut?
Yeah, dude, I just like the aura, bro. I liked Eddie P, and you know what? He hit a game winner last week, so we got to. But that's here nor there. But what I'm saying is that the guy that we brought in, nothing against this guy. I love it. I saw it in preseason. He was just like cool, calm, like he just kicks these field goals. Just to come in and hit a 57-yarder like that, no problem. I mean, like you can't beat that, and he probably would have made it from 60. So I mean, like. I'm excited. The
That's
future's
what
bright.
I was gonna say.
Twan would be so happy,
Going
y'all,
back
because
to
he's Florida State. He's the Florida State kicker, and that's who Twan's favorite football team is. Yeah,
By
I
the
think his
way,
longest is 63 yards.
and y'all look at
I
this,
was
man.
gonna,
The kickoff coverage for the Panthers.
Oh yeah, that's a big deal.
The opposing teams are starting at the 21-yard line.
Can't beat that.
Like, this is a big deal for us, man.
That's and then on top of that, with the secondary playing the way they playing, that just give us the motivation to even take chances on defense.
Go ahead and blitz when it's like that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So we feel the people worried about the pressure. See, we knock down the ball a lot versus Penix, and that don't really show up into those big stats that people look at. So you got to take
Brown. Since coming into the league, Derrick Brown is second in the most. Derrick Brown is second in the most pass breakups by defensive
He's getting
linemen.
ready to eat on Sunday, by the way.
Yeah, behind
I
Cam
think
Ward.
Hayward. I think it's Hayward or another. There's only one other player since Derrick Brown's been in the NFL that has more pass breakups at the defensive line. And this is I'm projecting, but watching the Falcons when Scourton was out on the field, active hands when he's not that pick six by Charles Smith-Wade on that pick six. Scourton's coming in. He realizes he's not going to be able to get there. He gets his hands up. So had Penix shot the goal anywhere else, I feel like Scourton would have been able to deflect the ball. But because he throws his arms up, I think that forced Penix to throw it sidearm, which allowed Charles Smith-Wade to break on it. So with the kicker though, with Fitzgerald, I was excited about him. Look, when I went and looked at what he had did in college, he improved. Like we talk about wanting to see someone their production in college, and you want to see him improve. Nalo, he improved from his freshman year to when he was drafted. Fitzgerald, he improved as a kicker from when his freshman year to when his final year at Florida State. Specifically, the stat that stood out to me was that he was 5 for 5 on field goal attempts from 45 yards out.
Yeah.
Whereas the previous season, his junior year, I believe he was like 3 for something. And then the year before that, he was like 1. So they didn't even try all that often when he was a freshman, sophomore. He didn't try too many. Then when he tried a few more his junior year, he missed a few, hit a few. But then his final year in college, he was money, like 45 yards out, 5 for 5. Like, okay, I was excited. Like, again, I hope he's much more Pat McAfee than he is any other special team person. Like, if that dude has a personality, like he can be cool, calm, and collected on the field. We want that. We love that. But if he has a personality, that young man's gonna have a long ass career.
Yeah. And listen, we needed it, bro. Like I said, but there's been a curse on this team since we let go of Harrison Butker. Let me see if Cole, do I got you, bro?
Yeah. I really want to get on this Fitzgerald talk.
Jump in on this, bro.
It's really, really, really weird for me because I've watched the Panthers for 30 years. This is with Casey. This is with everybody. I didn't know much about Fitzgerald. But as soon as he goes out there for a field goal, I have a feeling of comfort that he is going to make the damn thing like I have never had before in my Panthers history of being a fan. And I can't explain it, and I just have a good feeling that he's going to win us some games this year, probably some walk-offs.
He's putting them down the middle, too. Like, even when he goes out for PATs, he's putting the ball down the
His
middle.
long field goals, Cody, he's got extra leg on that bitch, all of them. The 57 had some extra leg.
Yes, he does.
I don't even know what he looks like with his helmet off. I could be walking past him any day downtown and we even know.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna be real. I feel like that's a couple of different Panthers players. I would never even know if I went like, bro. If you met Trevon Moore, would you know it?
No.
I keep every
No.
time I keep
Nah,
confusing Morig.
nah.
Every time I say image of Morig, I keep thinking that's Ransom, and every time I see Ransom, I keep thinking it's Morig.
Well, I know Ransom because he got the wild fro, which I think is dope. But Moore, yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't know. Like, I feel like there's a bunch of players on this team that are not necessarily like known players that you would see out in public and be like, oh, hey, that's such and such. But I did want to go to Trevon Moore for a minute because bro has been lighting fools up. Really, really, really been one of Dan Morgan's better free agent signings. And a lot of even the team is saying that the dude plays more like a linebacker than he even does a safety. The Panthers, look, let me even bring it up. I have it up here. The Panthers defensive backfield, boys, is balling out of control. Right now, we're like one of the top 5 defensive backfields in the NFL. We have 2 players on the list in PFF's top 15. And we're doing big time things, man. Michael Jackson, J.C. Horn. A lot of people felt like maybe this secondary would be a cause for concern going into the season. How impressed are y'all thus far with what this defensive backfield has been able to do? Go ahead, jump in on it, whoever wants.
I'm impressed. I mean, I think a lot of us were
Well, I'm scared. I'm
questioning it.
talking over people. Somebody talking.
You're cool. Go ahead, Pop.
I think a lot of us were questioning it. Me and Nick Trostate, he was very, very concerned about the secondary. I was more concerned about the linebacker crew. But no, they're looking good, man. And I think the more and more that they play together, I mean, we never know. This might be the Thieves 2.0.
Love that.
My thing was I never really worried too much about the secondary, like with Mike Jack and JC Horn out there. To me, it was more of and I brought it up a lot, was last year we didn't get enough pressure on the quarterback, so the quarterbacks had so much time. JC and Mike Jack could only guard the receivers for so long until someone's gonna get open. So to me, I was never really worried about that. It was more about getting pressure and moving the quarterback off their spot and making a timely, inaccurate throw. So, but it is exciting to see that they're in the top 15, both of them. So that's good news.
The secondary is actually part of the reason why I was hopeful that the defense would be better in regards to where they rank, and it's again the last Sunday matchup kind of that I feel like that's actually more of who our defense is than what we saw in weeks 1 and 2. Last year, Mike Jack, JC, they graded out well, and that was with no pass rush. So now you have Chow Smith Wade, if I'm not mistaken, this is year 2 for him. You bring in Morig, who has a very specific set of skills that you can take advantage of, and Wilkes. Evero showed last week that he's willing to utilize him in a fashion that's going to get the best out of him. It opens up a door for Ransom to get out on the field, for Damani Richardson, who again was also graded fairly well last year as an undrafted free agent. And the secondary was fairly solid considering how bad our pass rush was. So going into this season, you bring in Wharton, you bring in Bobby Brown III, get Derek Brown back, which is prior to the season starting, I compared Derek Brown to a LeBron James, a Kevin Durant, right? These guys, when you go and watch basketball games, there's no real, you're not stopping Kevin Durant. He's going to give you 30 plus unless he's off. You're not stopping prime LeBron James. You're not stopping those guys. You can only hope to slow them down. And then if we lose because your role players went off, that's fine. But we ain't gonna let you just do whatever the hell you want to do. That's Derek Brown. You want the guys to his left and right to go off because you're not stopping Derek Brown. You can only literally just getting his way. So if your guard, if your center, if your tackle isn't up to par, Derek Brown's going to wreak havoc. So getting him back, that was always going to improve the defensive line. That's going to make everyone's job behind them better. I think with the game that was played this past Sunday against the Falcons, as I'll take others' words for it because I don't really pay attention to other teams like that. If you tell me the Falcons have what looks to be a much better offensive line than the Patriots, and again, long season, so the defensive line is going to be able to start to play off of one another. Like, hilariously enough, I remember they're against the Jaguars. They sent Morrig on a blitz, and it wasn't executed very well. It was supposed to be a stunt. I forget who was supposed to peel over, but essentially Morrig and I want to say Robinson, they ended up in the same gap, which allowed the Jaguar center to pretty much block both of them. Fast forward to week 3, they send Morrig on a blitz, and it's executed almost perfectly. The only part of it that wasn't executed correctly was that Penix was able to get the ball out, but Morrig still got a good shot on Penix. Imagine as those plays, as these players start to feel each other a little bit better, like, okay, I know, let me hesitate for just a half second longer because I know DB is going to do this. And when he does this, I'm going to have a clean window to go. And if you're telling me the Patriots offensive line isn't as good as the Falcons, and now we get really fresh legs in Umanmielen with Scourton, the defense as a whole, your job is going to be made easier. Your job's going to be made. Linebackers and safeties and corners, their jobs are going to be made a lot easier if this defensive line is what it looks like. If they continue to play better week in and week out. Like, the secondary for me was never the question. And giving not only the team a defensive line that can rush the passer, but giving Mike Jackson, giving J.C. Horn, like, that's less time that they got to worry about covering their guy.
And, bro, can we give some credit to Dan Morgan? Because that was a trade that really went under the radar last year, literally right before the start of the season. We went and got Mike Jackson, and now he's literally one of the better. Like, how about this? I know it's not been many weeks of football, but right now you can make the case that J.C. Horn and Mike Jackson are maybe one of, if not the best corner tandem in the NFL right now. Like, we're the only one.
Yeah, I like Mike Jackson. Always, I have since we got him. And there wasn't a lot, but there was some people that really wanted him to stay at number 2, and I was one of them. Real quick, when you get done, Cody, I got a couple stats I want to throw out. Y'all realize Drake May's been sacked 12 times this year, just in the last 3 games?
Ooh, so you're saying there's some meat on the bone for us to feast on.
And his right guard is questionable, and his left guard is out. Bryce
so
Young,
they're not even at full strength.
Right. For comparison, Bryce Young has been sacked 5 times this year. Their leading rusher is their quarterback, and he's 87 yards.
Yeah.
Our leading rusher is Chuba Hubbard at 168 yards. Our leading receiver is our number 1 receiver, Tetrarona McMillan, at 216. Their leading receiver is their old man tight end and at 165.
Well, one of the things with that, Pickle, because for whatever reason at my house, for some reason they've been giving me these Patriots games. I don't know who I ticked off in the football universe that I have to keep watching the Patriots and I have to keep watching the Giants. Pretty much all the points that the Patriots have scored, and this is not to downplay or give people hope, they pretty much just kind of been like chunk plays that you might get 1 or 2 within the course of a game and so forth. But they've shot themselves in the foot because one thing about that O-line, I'm not going to say skill-wise that they're not good, but right now, early on in the season, they've been in what we used to be back in the day where we would shoot ourselves in the foot, where we get like that 18-yard gain on the run, and then it gets called back for a false start or holding. They've had their issues so far. But the question that I have for the panel, but while I've been listening to everybody in these great points and takes that they've been making,
Yes, sir.
it came to my mind. Like, let's say for whatever reason, right? We can't get home on Drake May or whatever, right? But we're still playing good defense, right? But we're not forcing any turnovers. My mind goes to we can win this game even without the key things we want, right? If one thing happens, and I just want to see if everybody agree, we don't turn the ball over. Because New England's one of those teams also that a majority of their points this year has came off the benefit of good field position. And after coming off of a game last week, right, where everything fell in line, right? It's very rare unless you're a really good football team that everything that you did right last week is gonna fall for you the next week, right? But the main thing that I see out of all the great things we've done last week to the not so great things we did the first two games, we just got to hold on to the ball. Mind you, the energy starting off quick, I'm going to yell that all the time. But the turnovers, and does anybody have any concern for the simple fact that Mike Vrabel, regardless of how you feel about him as a head coach, has that resume of a defensive coordinator who has stymied some of the best quarterbacks in NFL in his modern time of coaching in the NFL. He has
Yeah.
gave some great quarterbacks some issues. So for me, the only concern I truly have is giving up great field position because possibly a bonehead turnover. And that's not directing at Bryce. It could be a fumble or anything. But for some reason, since I've been sitting here listening to you wonderful gentlemen, there's something about ball security that's been hitting me in the back of the head for about the last 30 to 45
Yeah.
minutes. Just like to get y'all's take.
Hey, man, listen, that's one of the reasons why I give Bryce a ton of credit. Even though I think he left some points on the field, I think he did a much better job taking care of the football. And I think that needs to continue. And I think that really it makes you wonder what those games against the Jaguars and the Cardinals could have looked like if ball security and some of those turnovers hadn't been so much of a problem. And I'm not trying to put it all on Bryce either, but I do think that when you're taking care of the football early, you're letting your defense take care of business and get you back on the field, not turning the ball over. And not only that, but winning the turnover battle. That is such an important part of the game. And I feel like the Panthers are definitely trending in the right direction in that aspect.
Right. And
I
I'll
agree.
add real quick.
We'll
I'll
go,
add,
yeah, we'll go Pickle and then JD.
yeah, real quick. Yeah, the New England Patriots have they've thrown two interceptions. Drake May has thrown two interceptions, and they fumbled it three times. This year, the running backs have fumbled it three times. Now, the Panthers on the other turn had Bryce Young had one fumble, and he threw three picks. So turnover wise is about even to each team, but that of course that would vary on. And there's little things you don't know. We know about our turnovers, but their turnovers you don't really know whose fault was what. But
Can I add on what you were saying, Pickle? I think after the showcasing that we put on last week, I think we had the potential to play mind games with Drake May.
Right.
Because I mean he's been turning the ball over himself. Not
Hey,
as
and I
far
agree
as
with you 100% because maybe I looked at it wrong. I haven't looked at the all 22 yet. I just going back looking at the game. We sent some blitzes from different areas that we haven't normally done. And if that's going to become the norm, unless I was looking at it wrong, I'm excited about this defense, bro. Because I mean, Morig was coming from like 4 to 5 different places. We saw Scourton go from one end of the line to the other end of the line. At one point, D Brown was out there at the edge. Like we just saw, like they were trying to manufacture that pressure from anywhere they could. I'm just hoping that wasn't an anomaly. That is now part of the philosophy of this defense. I'm sorry to cut y'all, but it hit me heavy with that one.
No, but D Money, think about it. I
Nah,
mean, let's
two
stay right there
things.
on that course. After he's a rookie. Well, technically he's not a rookie. He played last year as well, but he just watched Michael Penix go through hell last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay,
The rag was a little
now,
loose.
yeah. So he's got to be like, okay, while they're watching tape, Evero could literally come in here because it's really Evero versus their offensive coordinator and our head coach versus Vrabel. And yes,
Right.
Vrabel is probably gonna call up some things that Bryce could cause Bryce some issues, but Bryce has stood in front of some hellacious defenses already.
Yes, sir.
Drake May ain't sat in front of that yet.
Mm-mm.
Not only that,
That's
what they just
Yeah,
seen happen
Pittsburgh.
last week, ain't nobody see that coming,
Oh
especially not
no,
Atlanta.
nobody.
that's the
Oh,
thing.
Right.
nobody.
That's
But
So
the
that
I
I
goes
think
love
you
back
can
thing
to
come
the
in
that
here
gives
playing
me.
pre-snap.
real good mind games if you want to on that defense.
Now let me
Those
ask you
those
this:
are the two things.
who was responsible last week? Who do we give this credit to? Right, for the excellent pre-snap? Are we giving that to Cade Mays and the line, or was it more of what Bryce saw, or was it more collaborative? Because I was highly impressed with the
I
I
would.
pre-snap
I
reads.
I
Hey
I
I
man,
look. I'm Cade Mays.
It has
Cade
to be
Mays.
a combination of the two, but
I
more
mean,
so with Kate Mays because Bryce was struggling weeks 1 and 2 with Corbett, right? But
He's
what I
all.
was trying to say with the turnovers, the two things that give me solace in believing that the Panthers can duplicate what they were able to do to Michael Penix and force some turnovers defensively, and vice versa. Bryce taking care of the football. Last season, got off to a rough start. Bryce himself got benched, but when he was reinserted into the starting lineup, the one thing that was carrying over in his performances as a starter was that he was taking care of the football. He was seeing the field a lot more confidently. Even in this last game against the Falcons, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but Bryce at no point in that Falcons game put the ball in harm's way. Right?
No, I
There
have
was some
one
yards that
question.
were left. There was some there was some yards left out there on the field from drops and some errant passes, but he was confident with where he was going with the ball. I fully respect Vrabel and what he can present as a defensive coordinator, but I do believe that Bryce, as he starts to reclaim that rhythm that he had last year, that version of Bryce is you can blitz him and it'll be at your own demise because he'll stand in the pocket, he'll take the hit, and he'll know the entire time that I'm going to deliver this pass accurately and on time. Flip side of it, you look at the defense, and I apologize, I can't remember your name who said it, but they were mixing up where guys were on that defensive front. You had Morick coming in, blitzing from different angles. You had Scourton on the left for a series, then you had him on the right. You had Princely and him. Like it's, I don't think the Patriots have seen a defense, and I might be getting a little too full of the Panthers, but I do not believe the Patriots have seen a defense as talented as our defense is. And though we were 1 and 2,
The
that
best
1 and 2
defense is
record isn't
still.
because our that 1 and 2 record is not because our defense was giving up this, that, and the third, and then they had a miraculous performance against the Falcons. We had
But
three
I
turnovers in
do
week 1.
agree. Go ahead. I didn't mean to.
Oh no, I was just gonna say we had 3 turnovers in week 1. Had 2 early turnovers against the Cardinals, but everyone locked in
Yeah.
and going into the half against the Cardinals. The defense
Yeah.
played much better. The offense was putting up points. Going to
Well,
week 3, complimentary football. There's no reason why they can't do that in week 4.
yeah, I do want
I
to say
believe.
this though. Like Cade Mays, I'm glad y'all brought up Cade Mays because I think that deserves a lot of credit. Like if we want to get on Bryce for turning the ball over, bro, let me tell you what, it helps when your center isn't trying to snap the ball 5 feet over your head every single snap. You know what I mean? Like straight up, I think Cade Mays, even though they didn't have Robert Hunt, I think that the presence of Cade Mays allowed that entire offensive line to flow much more smoothly than anything that Austin Corbett ever produced.
Hey,
And I'm gonna
Cody,
touch
are we
on
happy?
I told you so.
Are
and
we
and
happy with Zavala?
let me say this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, driver.
When like I say, man, I be critical on Bryce, but like I say, man, I ultimately became down to the decision that Austin Corbett was the reason why, we was, not getting the timing right on offense. So I came into the season saying that I could, I'm like I said, I'm a fan. I can't make certain changes, but I'm gonna say this: since Cade Mays came in, Bryce Young is like something like 55 and 80 on 3 touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown. So when you look at that and you see that he's able to complete over 50, close to 60 passes on 80 attempts with K Mays, it gives you better, optimistic on where you see our offense going in the future.
Absolutely.
Right. And,
the run game picked up too because they were running directly behind K Mays. Like I don't know if anyone else noticed it, but the run game picked up with Mays out there.
It's definitely better for Chuba and Rico. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Peter.
and I'll just throw this out there, and a lot of people may or may not know this. Last year, when Bryce got all the games people said he looked great in, Cade Mays was the starting center in all those games.
I was just thinking that too.
And I'll be honest with you. And now, granted, I'm a Tennessee fan, and Cade is from Tennessee, but I don't often do that. But I don't understand why the concept was to go to Austin Corbett, but they decided they wanted to do that, and
it was the money.
It was.
My personal guess is they wanted to give you got to look at it. Cade Mays is a lot younger. He has much more football ahead of him. You want to give Corbett a shot, something along these lines, but you want to give Corbett a shot of getting another payday from another team before Cade Mays. Corbett is likely to finish his career out as a backup center or backup guard because he's been injured for the last 3-4 years. Feels like the last 4 years. And not only that, but with Cade out there, you get more production in the run game. And they seem to be purposely running the ball behind the guard-to-guard combination. So Cade Mays is in the middle of that. I saw a lot of runs behind Cade Mays. So I think they were trying to give Corbett a chance of reestablishing himself as a starter in the NFL, give him a chance to go out there and get another payday. And not wishing injury on anyone, and I'm not celebrating injury either. But his injury is allowing for them to see that is Cade Mays' position, and you're gonna have to rip it from him. Someone's gonna have to come in and take that from him. That's his spot.
Yeah,
Right.
I've been said that Corbett never sniffs the center position again. Like from here on out,
after this year, Cody.
Yeah, absolutely. And how about this? Even going forward, D-Money, even when he's back to being healthy, I have no idea when that is. But, you brought up Chandler Zavala. I don't think Chandler was terrible against the Falcons. And I do think that now, remember, it took Cade Mays a while to get to the point that he is now. His first couple of showings as a Panther, they were not very good. I know Pickle remembers that. He was looking kind of trash to start. But when he was able to get some time, when he was able to find his position and actually fit into the rhythm of things, Cade Mays really turned it on. I think the same is true for Chandler Zavala. Now, remember, it's only one game, so we need to see it a little bit more. But I do think that Chandler is probably better served as a right guard than he was in college as a left guard. I think that this is a good spot for him. I think being next to Cade Mays, a big, strong guy, and then next to Taylor Moton, a consummate veteran and professional on this Panthers offensive line, I think Chandler Zavala is in a good place to showcase his abilities and that natural moving strength that we drafted him for out of NC State. I think that we're going to be able to see some good film from him this year going forward.
Right. And one thing I'll throw in real quick, Cade is of course bigger than Corbett, but in my own personal opinion, and it's clearly my opinion, with the way that league is, if Austin was to get healthy before the trade deadline, I would entertain offers. I'm not saying there'd be heavy offers or great offers, but I personally would entertain offers because I don't want Austin Corbett back on this offensive line, period.
My thing is, Pickle, I would rather have him as depth, just knowing how NFL football is and people get hurt. I mean, look at Robert Hunt. You know, like none of us wanted to be without him for the season, and just knowing that it could happen again. And right now,
let me ask you though. Let me ask you on
do a
that.
lot worse than having Corbett as a backup.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Crap
Right now, we're number 2 in the division. So, like, if this continues to be a very competitive NFC South going forward for the health and safety of Bryce and our running game with Chuba and Rico, I would just like to keep this offensive depth the same as it is.
I don't, and maybe I'm just out completely on Corbett. I see
Austin-
Zavala as a better option as a backup than Corbett. And,
Austin Colbert
about to hop off.
contract is up at the end of the season.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
had
true.
back-to-back injuries. I don't see him coming back next year.
Yeah,
like I
you
said,
get-
he
you-
gave us his all, but
right.
it's like-
And again, if the way the league is now, if a team, hypothetically, say the Bengals or even a team that may be playoff bound or maybe even pushing for their division title needs a center or needs a guard, and say, hey, we'll give you a 6th-round pick. That's a 6th-round pick you'll have. If you let him walk
I think
free
that's
agent,
a move.
you get nothing.
I think that's a move that Tillis and Morgan would definitely do. Like, I understand where you coming from, Cody, and I personally, like I just said, having Corbett as a backup, you could do a crap ton worse. But if you know his contract is going to, it's similar to the Adam Thielen situation, right? Like, this is possibly his last year. With Corbett, he no longer has a contract with us following this season. So if you can get a draft pick or 6, I think that's something that Morgan and Tillis would entertain. But hey, I'm about to hop off. I wanted to lead this with y'all. It's a bit of speculation and guesswork on my part. There's nothing statistical. I don't even know. I think you could say if you go back and look at the last couple of games, there's something to it. But with our passing game and the lack of big plays, I don't think that Evans, the rookie tight end that we have, I don't think that he's a big play guy. But like I said, I've been locked in like everyone else has. I've been watching the games, and when I'm watching Bryce throw the ball, he seems to be off rhythm with every other receiver outside of McMillan. But when he's thrown to it hasn't mattered who the tight end is. We saw Jatavion starting to pick up some steam before his injury. He hit Tommy over the last couple of games. He got in Tommy the ball. I honestly do believe that in this game, I know a lot of people are making lots about the Pats tight end, but I think Evans is going to be a breakout performer in this game. I think with the young man's skill set, I really did feel like he was pro ready, and it took, I forget who it was that told me who it was that said it, but they said that he had put up better numbers his junior year. He got hurt his senior year. Go and look. And I'd be damned if this man, he looks like everything he would want a tight end to be. The only thing he lacks is elite top end speed. He's not burning anybody. I think with the injury to Sanders, it's going to open up a pathway for Evans to go out there this Sunday. And I don't know if it's going to be by design. I don't know. I honestly feel like he's just every opportunity he gets to be open. Bryce is going to be able to see that he's open, because I do think Vrabel is going to try to confuse Bryce. If they send in blitzes, you want to get the ball out of your hand quick. I think Evans is going to make himself a target early, often, and throughout the game. You're going to see McMillan. McMillan's going to do his thing. Like I said, I need these Pats fans humble. So I got no disrespect towards number 0 for the Pats. Dude seems like a very talented corner, but you ain't no J.C. Horn. and I don't care.
Damn
I'm
straight.
about at that point. I'm about at that point. If JC was on the opposing team, if JC was a corner on an opposing team, I'm almost at that point where I'm saying McMillan would still produce. I ain't saying he would cook corn, but I think McMillan's one of those receivers, not unlike an NBA superstar. You can cover the dude, but he's still gonna get his. I think McMillan's gonna go out there, he gonna ball. I think Evans is gonna open things up this game, and it's going to be built to ass. Like, how do you guys?
Yes.
As I'm gonna hop out, I just want to get your guys' opinion on that. Like, I really got a strong feeling that Evans is going to show out this game.
Hey JD, I like Tommy Tremble and Mitchell Evans, what they could be able to do this week. But hey, brother, before you go, give me your final score prediction. Who's gonna win? And give me a player of the game before you get out of here, bro.
Hey, I already said his name. I really do think that Evans. Like, for whatever reason, I keep calling this dude Captain America, and it's purely because his last name is Evans. But I think Evans is going to be player of the game. Like, I really do think he's going to have. He's going to have a kind of performance that puts the NFL like attention on us. Like, hold on, we didn't know he had. The Panthers got that kind of a guy, right? I think Evans is going to be player of the game. And score prediction, I'm going 31-13 Panthers.
Let's go. What did you say? 41-13?
I like that.
31.
I like that a lot.
31.
31. Okay, that's still good to me too, bro.
I'd say 41-13 myself personally, but go ahead.
Yeah, JD, I appreciate you, bro. Hey, you were awesome on the show today as usual, man. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it, big dog.
Yes, sir. Keep pounding, brother. Hey, man. Yeah, keep pounding. I am gonna get y'all's final score predictions, and we're probably gonna get up out of here. But I really do think this is a good matchup for us. I think that we can take it to the Patriots. To me, they have not been very impressive this year. We didn't start out very impressive, but I think that performance gave us the boost that we needed to feel like we can go in there, go into Foxborough, lay the smack down on some pussy-ass Patriots. I'm about that action, boss. I'm ready for it. I really think that we're going to come away with a big W. I'm going to go first here. I'm going to say Panthers are going to win 34-19. Panthers are going to come away with the W. I think that we're going to force a couple turnovers. And I think Teteroa McMillan gets his not only his first, but his second touchdown in the NFL against the New England Patriots. My player of the game is Teteroa McMillan. Who wants to go next?
I'll go ahead and do it.
All right,
I got him 24-17. I've always loved barbecue more than I love clam chowder. What's the owner of Kraft Cheese to a hedge fund manager? So at this point, 24-17 Carolina. You can book it, baby.
Yes, sir. Love it.
Oh, my bad. Rico Dowdell, player of the game, over 100 yards rushing. You heard it here first.
Oh, I like that. Over $100 for Dowdle. I'm into that. Go ahead, Poppin.
That's a good one. I say the Panthers going to win. I think we can beat any team that doesn't hit 500 in the win column. So this is not the hardest team we're going against. I mean, yes, they will definitely have to execute and not turn over any of the balls, but they stay disciplined, they can win. But I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I don't. I think we'll come right back down to reality, and I'm going to say 19-17.
Okay. But a dub no less, right?
Exactly.
That's it. Yeah, did you give me the player of the game? I might have missed it. My bad. I'm derp.
I think the player of the game, I'm going to say T-Mac because I don't think Gonzalez is starting. They've been questioning about that, and if that's the case, I don't think they have a coin. He's starting? Okay, so I'm not going to give it to T-Mac this time. I give him about another week. I think he'll show out in Miami. So the play of the game. Mm, Derek Brown.
Yeah, Derek Brown. I like that. I like that all day. Panther Pickle. Talk to me, brother. Final score. Who wins the game and who is the player of the game?
No. I retract that. The kicker.
Oh.
The kicker.
Fitzgerald. Let's go. Some Fitzgerald. So, what is he going to win on a walk-off field goal kick? Is that what you're telling me?
Mm-hmm.
I like that too, bro. I like that too.
31-10. We have over 200 yards rushing. And the player of the game is Princely Umanmielen with 5 sacks.
Nailed it.
With 5 sacks.
5 sacks.
Damn, Pickle, what kind of weed they got in Tennessee? I want some of that shit now.
Man, I'm into that.
That ain't weed,
Man,
D-Money.
5
That's
sacks.
shrooms.
Look, man, 5 sacks. I'm gonna have to play with somebody, mama.
Hey, man, if Princely gets 5 sacks, oh, bro, you better crown him the defensive rookie of the year. You know,
and the better yet,
I'm growing dreads. I will grow some dreads and dye them blonde.
Yeah, I might do the same.
Patriot beat reporters and fans are on the sideline begging the Panthers to stop him before he hurts his quarterback. Just saying.
Like that. Hey, listen, man, we need to show Drake May, send him some regards from his hometown. Because y'all know he is a Charlotte boy. He grew up a Panthers fan. Grew up watching the Panthers.
They couldn't handle it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, man. Hey, but boys, I appreciate each and every single one of y'all. It has been a wonderful C3 Friday for you for all. Again, y'all have a wonderful weekend. We appreciate each and every single one of you spending your Friday evenings right here with the C3 Panthers podcast. To Shane, I believe that was Shane who asked, Shane H1, we are not doing a play-by-play, but we will be live 30 minutes after the game to react to all the action and everything that happened in this matchup with the Carolina Panthers taking on the New England Patriots. Boys,
don't go off yet. Hang on a second.
There's better be some good damn news.
Kitty, hey, you want me to answer Miss Kitty's question?
Go ahead.
I mean, come on now.
My number one fan, my biggest fan.
We play Mississippi State at 4:15 p.m. on Saturday. Tennessee plays Mississippi State.
Go Bulldogs!
Kitty, I'm a Clemson fan. I don't even know or give a damn who that fucking sorry
and just so everybody knows, Florida
What is the score
State,
for tonight?
Florida State is getting beaten.
Wow.
I think it's a tie game now.
Is it really? I haven't even been watching it.
I think it's tied now.
Okay. It's a good game. They've been going back and forward.
Hey, man, listen.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all have a wonderful Friday evening. I hope all your teams win their football games, including them Panthers. C3 Legion, we're going to keep pounding, baby. Let's ride.